तो आपने टोटल अभी कितने पेशेंट्स को कंसल्ट किया होगा?
पिछले 7 साल में 4,500 पेशेंट्स आ चुके हैं फ्रॉम 43 कंट्रीज। 2022 में पता नहीं मुझे क्या हुआ था, मैंने डिसाइड किया था रोज एक वीडियो रिकॉर्ड करूंगी, चाहे कोई देखे या ना देखे, आई विल रिलीज इट ऑन सोशल मीडिया। अगस्त 2022 में समथिंग हैपेंड, वी जस्ट वेंट फ्रॉम 10,000 12,000 टू स्ट्रेट 100,000 200 300 400 500 इन 1 मंथ।
कौन से टाइप के डिजीजेज है जो आयुर्वेदा से क्योर हो सकते हैं?
They say cleanliness is equal to godliness. If you've removed the toxins from your body, you're healthy. 90% बीमारियां वहां से शुरू होती है। ये चीज आयुर्वेद में कहा गया 5,000 साल पहले। हार्वर्ड, स्टैनफोर्ड ने रिसेंटली प्रूव किया है, करीबन 10-20 साल पहले।
कोई एक ऐसा स्टोरी या एनेक्डोट है जहाँ पर एकदम आयुर्वेदा की वजह से उनको बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम था और क्योर हो गया, एंड व्हाट वाज इट एग्जैक्टली?
She had cancer. The first time she had cancer, she did chemotherapy. फिर second time जब उसको कैंसर वापस आया था, तब उसने अपने बच्चों को, अपने पति को ये बोला था कि मैं इस बार कीमोथेरेपी नहीं करूंगी. I want to do Ayurveda. She did Panchakarma treatment every month for 8 days. She became cancer free. It's 6-7 years now. She's still cancer free.
Wow. So are you saying Ayurveda also cures cancer? मेरे जैसे लोगों की बात करते हैं तो व्हाट आर द डेली थिंग्स जो एकदम बेसिक से चीज़ें हमने हमारे डाइट में या तो हमने हमारे रूटीन में ऐड करनी चाहिए ताकि हमको भी आयुर्वेदा का बेनिफिट हो सके?
सिंपल रूल, राइज विद द सन, सेट विद द सन. व्हेन द मून इज अप, इट्स टाइम फॉर अस टू रेस्ट. Do not eat, do not fight, do not be in flight. Rest and digest what has already happened in the morning.
Can you walk us through your diet?
I wake up at around say 5, 5:15, 6 o'clock. I do my meditation, my prayers, my chanting in bed itself. Before getting out of bed, first I express gratitude that I'm alive and I'm a privileged class. Reinforce those thoughts. First you give food for your mind, food for your soul.
What are the consequences of consuming water from a plastic bottle then?
It just gets deposited in your organs. It can cause heart attacks, stroke. It can block your heart, your digestive passage. It can block all your blood circulatory channels, the shrotas.
Should I have a black coffee as the first thing if I wake up?
Never.
वीडियो देखने से पहले मेरी एक रिक्वेस्ट है आप सबसे। मैं YouTube एनालिटिक्स देख रहा था एंड वहाँ पर देखा कि 82.6% ऑफ माई ऑडियंस हु इज वाचिंग दिस कंटेंट हैज नॉट सब्सक्राइब टू द चैनल। अगर मैंने आपको थोड़ी सी वैल्यू प्रोवाइड की होगी एंड आपको अगर कंटेंट बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, आई रिक्वेस्ट ऑल ऑफ यू टू प्लीज हिट द सब्सक्राइब बटन सो दैट वी कैन ब्रिंग यू द बेस्ट क्वालिटी ऑफ गेस्ट एंड गिव यू द मैक्सिमम वैल्यू पॉसिबल। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर सब्सक्राइबिंग टू आवर चैनल एंड एंजॉय दिस एंटायर एपिसोड ऑफ कॉन्वर्सेशन विद कुशल। आई रिमेंबर वी वर chatting last time and you were telling me about your great work. Why don't you just tell about your great work to our audience and then we'll take the further questions ahead.
I don't know if I can call it great work because it's literally just the tip of the iceberg. We've just started, I feel. We completed 7 years of starting the clinic, right? And it's interesting how the whole thing started. So I am an ex-investment banker, ex-TV producer, ex-TV reporter, ex-advertising professional. I did an MBA in international business, BSc in visual communications. And for some reason, at the peak of my career, nothing made sense to me. I said, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to just be making money and putting it in my bank account because it doesn't make a difference to my neighbors or to my friends or to the common man on the street that I made so much money, right? So that existential question happened, and I spent 2 years traveling around the world looking for answers. I did maybe 10 countries in 11 months. And when I came back, I started traveling around India like a tourist. So मैं अपने ही देश में एक टूरिस्ट बन गई थी एंड तब मुझे फील हो रहा था कि ओके, ज्यादा पैसा कमाने से सबसे ज्यादा खुशी किसको मिलती है? खुद को। उसके बाद किसको? शायद आपके माँ बाप को। उसके बाद किसको? किसी को नहीं। आपके फ्रेंड्स, आपके नेबर्स, उन सबको थोड़ी सी जलन तो होगी आपसे। बाहर से शायद वो खुशी दिखा दे, पर आपके पैसे कमाने से किसी और को खुशी नहीं होती है। एंड दैट स्मॉल वर्ल्ड of people who are happy for me really bothered me. That सिर्फ 2-3 लोगों को खुशी हो रही है मेरे काम से. So then I decided I wanted to do something that allows me to preserve a piece of Indian heritage for the future generation. ना कि सिर्फ मेरे लिए. Okay? पैसा हम कमाते हैं अपनी खुशी के लिए, लेकिन अगर हम समाज में कोई सेवा का काम करते हैं तो वो होता है दूसरों के हित के लिए, दूसरों के अच्छे प्रोग्रेस के लिए हम करते हैं। शायद वो हेल्थ के लिए हो, या शायद वो उनके काउंसलिंग के लिए हो, मेंटल हेल्थ, फिजिकल हेल्थ, इमोशनल हेल्थ, या उनको फाइनेंशियल हेल्प दे रहे हो आप, या कोई दान पुण्य का काम कर रहे हो आप, एनिमल क्रूवल्टी के ऊपर आप थोड़ा सा काम कर रहे हो, मे बी यूर सेविंग एनिमल्स, मे बी यूर सेविंग पीपल ऑन द स्ट्रीट्स, डजंट मैटर व्हाट वर्क यू डू, यू हैव टू स्टार्ट थिंकिंग आउटसाइड ऑफ यू। आप दूसरों के लिए क्या कर रहे हो? पहले आपके काम से किसको खुशी महसूस होती है? ओके, दैट्स कॉल्ड इकिगाई। जापानीज टर्म है ये। इकिगाई यानी पर्पस ऑफ लाइफ। आपके जीने का क्या मकसद है, आपकी जिंदगी का क्या मकसद है। इट हैज टू बी बिगर देन यू। ओके, इट हैज टू बी बिगर देन गाड़ी बंगला, रोटी कपड़ा मकान। इट हैज टू बी बिगर देन दैट। उसके बाद क्या, यू नो एक लिमिट तक आपको पैसे कमाने की जरूरत पड़ती है। आप अपने माँ बाप को वो सारी खुशियां देना चाहते हो जो शायद उन्होंने नहीं देखी हो। उन्होंने शायद बहुत ज्यादा स्ट्रगल किया होगा अपनी लाइफ में। ठीक है, आप अपनी माँ बाप की सेवा कर रहे हो, अपने माँ बाप को खुश कर रहे हो, आपके भाई बहनों की शादी करा रहे हो, यू आर पेइंग ऑफ योर स्टूडेंट्स लोन। उसके बाद आपने खुद का घर भी ले लिया, गाड़ी भी ले लिया। फिर उसके बाद क्या? देन इट्स इससे बड़ी गाड़ी, इससे बड़ा बंगला। ये है ना एक तरीके का बॉटमलेस पिट है। ओके, इट्स अ रैबिट होल। आप सिर्फ उसमें खींचे जाओगे। देयर इज नो सेटाइटी। आप कभी वो बॉटम लाइन पहुंच ही नहीं पाएंगे जब बोलोगे आपकी बस आई एम हैप्पी विथ व्हाट आई हैव। वो आएगा ही नहीं मटीरियलिज्म में। तो आपको मटीरियलिज्म से निकल के सोशलिज्म में आना है थोड़ा सा। कैपिटलिज्म अच्छी चीज है बिजनेस के लिए, बट वहां से निकल के आपको थोड़ा सा सोशल एस्पेक्ट भी लाना है जो CSR से आता है। सो वैसे शुरू हुआ मेरी ये जर्नी। द क्लिनिक स्टार्टेड as a way to give back to the society, and also because I wanted to preserve a piece of Indian heritage that has probably not got its due credit, and that was Ayurveda for me. योगा को लेके तो बहुत ज्यादा चर्चा हो रही है पूरी दुनिया में। मडोना से लेके कोल्डप्ले से लेके योर एडी स्टर्न एंड दीपक चोपड़ा, everybody is propagating yoga. Sadhguru, Sri Ravi Shankar, Baba Ramdev. These are commendable spirits who've done commendable work in the area of yoga. And yoga एक तरीके से एक हाउस होल्ड नेम भी बन गया है। बट आयुर्वेद को लेके अभी भी इतना ज्यादा नेगेटिविटी है। अभी भी आप विकिपीडिया पे जाओगे तो उसको स्यूरो साइंस कहा जाता है। व्हाई इज इट कॉल्ड स्यूरो साइंस जब वो 5000 साल पुरानी साइंस है? तो इसी चीज को लेके मैंने क्लिनिक शुरू किया था, डॉक्टर्स को हायर किया था, थेरेपिस्ट को हायर किया था। धीरे धीरे टीम बढ़ने लगा ना। इट्स अ 45 मेंबर टीम जो बहुत पैशनेटली इस चीज को लेके काम कर रहा है कि वी वांट टू डिस्पेल द मिथ्स अराउंड आयुर्वेदा। और मेरी टीम में बायोटेक रिसर्चर्स है, फोरेंसिक साइंस रिसर्चर्स है। आई हैव हाईली एजुकेटेड पीपल फ्रॉम UK, फ्रॉम US, फ्रॉम पेरिस, फ्रॉम स्लोवेनिया, वर्किंग ऑन दिस मिशन कि हम आयुर्वेदा को एक ग्लोबल फिनोमेना बनाना चाहते हैं। वी वांट टू मेक इट अ हाउस होल्ड प्रैक्टिस। हर घर में इस साइंस को लेके कोई चर्चा हो। छोटी सी चीज, हल्दी दूध ही हो जाए, या आपका शहद गर्म पानी में नहीं डाले, वो इतना नॉलेज भी आ जाए आपको। शायद आपको जिंजर खाने का आदत पड़ जाए ड्यूरिंग कोल्ड एंड कॉफ। छोटी छोटी चीज, इट्स कॉल्ड प्रिवेंटिव हेल्थ केयर। द आइडिया इज टू empower the people so that they don't fall sick and they don't have to run behind doctors and hospitals, pillar to post, throwing away all their life savings. And worst thing is living in trauma. We don't want that. So if we can keep people out of sickness, out of hospitals, I think that's the best happiness we can give them. उसके बाद वो अपनी जिंदगी खुद बना लेंगे।
तो आपने टोटल अभी कितने पेशेंट्स को कंसल्ट किया होगा एंड क्या स्केल पे चल रहा है आपका काम?
So, starting with the smaller numbers, हमारे क्लिनिक में करीबन पिछले 7 साल में 4,500 पेशेंट्स आ चुके हैं फ्रॉम 43 कंट्रीज। ये हमारा लास्ट काउंट है। उसके बाद हमने देखा नहीं है कि कितने कंट्रीज है, बिकॉज उसका डेटा कलेक्शन एंड काउंटिंग भी थोड़ा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड हो गया है। सेकेंड, हमने अकेडमी शुरू किया था कोविड में। सो जब कोविड हुआ था, लॉकडाउन हुआ था, तो क्लिनिक बंद हो गया था कुछ महीनों के लिए, 3-4 महीने, बिकॉज हमारे पास फॉरेनर्स बहुत आते थे। एंड तो नेबर्स और सोसाइटी ने कह दिया कि क्लिनिक को क्लोज करना पड़ेगा फॉर सेफ्टी रीजंस। तो हमने पढ़ाना शुरू किया ऑनलाइन। वी थॉट व्हाई वेट फॉर समवन टू गेट सिक एंड देन बुक एन अपॉइंटमेंट विद अस, क्या हम पहले से उनको ये सारी चीजें सिखा दें जिनसे वो बीमार ही ना पड़े। देन दे वर लाइक, इसमें क्या फायदा आपका, इसमें क्या प्रॉफिट है? कोई प्रॉफिट नहीं है इसमें, बस हमें खुशी मिलती है। वी गेट गुड कर्मा, गुड ब्राउनी पॉइंट्स, एंड द फैक्ट दैट दैट फैमिली हैज बीन रेस्क्यूड फ्रॉम दैट ट्रॉमा ऑफ फॉलिंग सिक। तो हमने सिखाना शुरू किया। नाउ हमारे पास करीबन 10,000 स्टूडेंट्स हैं फ्रॉम 64 कंट्रीज। ये भी हमारा लास्ट काउंट है। इसके बाद 2022 में पता नहीं मुझे क्या हुआ था, सडनली वापस वो बोलते ना, वो खुजली होती है कि हर 2 साल कुछ और बड़ा करे। आई सेड, स्टूडेंट्स हमारे पास फीस, छोटा सा फीस देके आते हैं पढ़ाई करने के लिए, बट व्हाट अबाउट पीपल जिनको पढ़ाई में इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, जिनको तुरंत इन्फॉर्मेशन चाहिए, इंस्टेंट हेल्थ, इंस्टेंट टिप्स। तो मैंने डिसाइड किया था रोज एक वीडियो रिकॉर्ड करूंगी, चाहे कोई देखे या ना देखे, आई रिलीज इट ऑन सोशल मीडिया। 2022 जैन में ये सिलसिला शुरू हुआ था। August 2022 में something happened. I think the universe worked in our favor. The algorithm worked in our favor. We just went from 10,000, 12,000 to straight 100,000, 200, 300, 400, 500 in 1 month.
Wow.
It was crazy. We had to close our clinic doors. We had to switch off all our phones because it was ringing nonstop and we couldn't take it. And my manager burst out crying saying, I'm not able to handle this.
It's a good
She
problem.
actually
That's a
sat
good
down and
problem to
cried.
have, no?
I said, sit, cry, finish crying, and then we'll talk. She legit sat and cried saying, I'm not able to handle this. I said, okay, new rule, no more calls in the office. You have to book a consult if you want to be able to talk to us. फिर उसके बाद yeah, it's a good problem to have. हमने काफ़ी सारे softwares install किए. I learned technology. It was a foreign language for me to understand technology. And now we have about, I think, close to 1 million followers across various social media platforms. Instagram से लेके Facebook, LinkedIn, Snapchat, सब मिला के from 139 countries. How do we know this? Spotify gives us a breakup. Spotify में हमने ऐसे पॉडकास्ट डालना शुरू कर दिया, नो मार्केटिंग नथिंग. सडनली एक दिन ओपन किया 60 कंट्रीज, फिर 70, 80, 100. एक मीटिंग में बैठी है, सडनली सॉ 100 कंट्रीज. Only 36% are from India, my audience. The rest of them are from UK, US, Middle East, Australia, New Zealand. We even have students in the Amazonian tribe. We even have students from the Native American community, Red Indians. That's like a slang word, but we even had students from that community come and do courses with us. And I asked them, I said, why are you doing this course? You have so much wisdom and knowledge in your own community. They said, unfortunately, because of, this whole uprising, काफी सारे communities displaced हो चुके थे. Like the Aborigines in Australia, the Native Americans in the US. काफी सारा उनका knowledge destroy हो गया उस process में. And उनका confidence disturb हो गया. Completely destroy हो गया. उसके बाद वो सारे लोग ना alcoholism में चले गए थे. So she said she wanted to change her community. उसका नाम Bonabella था. I was so impressed. फिर Amazonian tribe से. उनके पास तो कितना knowledge है. But उनको भी जिज्ञासा है कि आयुर्वेद में क्या है. So I saw people from around the world coming to us. And this is a number we have now. Like close to 1 million, I would say, students. They don't have to pay us a fee. But every day they're learning something from us. Because we see our social media content. उसमें कोई entertainment नहीं है. कोई dancing, music वगैरह कुछ नहीं है. It's pure content, knowledge. जिसको इंटरेस्ट है वही वो कंटेंट देख पाता है. जिसको एंटरटेनमेंट चाहिए वो हमारा कंटेंट देख ही नहीं सकता. Because it's straightforward health information, no beating around the bush. So everybody who's consuming the content is technically a student.
Right.
And I see the impact that this has created. 139 countries, close to 1 million, students, followers. That for us is the tip of the iceberg. We've just started.
That's massive and very impressive. I remember मेरी सिस्टर ने एक आपका रील शेयर किया था मेरे साथ एंड दैट वाज ऑन आई थिंक रीहीटिंग राइस. आपने एक रील बनाया था कि व्हाई शुड यू नॉट रीहीट राइस एंड ऑल. तो उसने मेरे साथ शेयर किया था एंड शी वाज टेलिंग मी दैट व्हाट्स द कंटेंट हियर. आई रिमेंबर लाइक द कन्वर्सेशन आई वाज हैविंग विद हर. So I can totally resonate with the fact that a lot of people are getting impacted through the kind of content that you're creating.
I'm glad.
So kudos to you for that. Let's get straight to the topic as well. So Ayurveda, अभी एक बात बताओ, सबसे एकदम बेसिक से इसको ब्रेक डाउन करते हैं कि कौन से टाइप के डिजीजेज है जो आयुर्वेदा से क्योर हो सकते हैं एंड क्या करना चाहिए उनके लिए. दिस इज अ वेरी ओपन एंडेड क्वेश्चन एंड देन लेट्स ब्रेक डाउन ईच एंड एवरी डिजीज.
ओके, सी 90% बीमारियां जो है पुअर कोलन हेल्थ की वजह से होता है. सो कोलन यानी आपका कचरे का थैली. ओके, सो दिस इज वेयर द वेस्ट गेट्स स्टोर्ड इन द बॉडी. नाउ आपका बॉडी, आपका लिवर, आपका किडनी, आपका डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम, आपका गट बहुत मेहनत करके सारे टॉक्सिन्स, हैवी मेटल्स, अनडाइजेस्टेड फूड, प्रेजर्वेटिव्स, जो आप जंक फूड में खाते हैं, पैकेज फूड में खाते हैं, उन सबको कलेक्ट करके रख चुका है वो. लेकिन अगर आपका कोलिन उसको रिलीज नहीं करता है ऑन अ डेली बेसिस, तो उसको बोलते हैं कॉन्स्टिपेशन, कब्ज या इनकम्प्लीट इवैक्यूएशन ऑफ वेस्ट, यानी पूरी तरह से पेट साफ नहीं हुआ. वहां से आपकी बीमारियां शुरू होती है. तो आप किचन में कितना भी अच्छा खाना बना लें, लेकिन आप किचन में से कचरा रोज नहीं साफ करेंगे, कचरा रोज नहीं निकालेंगे, समझो 5-6 दिन तक आपने वो कचरा वहीं रहने दिया डस्टबिन में, पूरे घर में बदबू आएगी. आप मंदिर को कितना भी साफ रख लो, कोई फायदा नहीं. आपने कचरा निकाला क्या, वहां पे शुरू होता है. दे से क्लेanलीनेस इज इक्वल टू गॉडलीनेस. आपके बॉडी में भी द सेम रूल. इफ यू रिमूव द टॉक्सिन्स फ्रॉम योर बॉडी, you're healthy on a daily basis. But if you've not removed the toxins from your body, वो कचरा वापस खून में absorb होने लगता है 24 घंटों के अंदर, and फिर वो वापस circulate होने लगता है. It goes to your brain, heart, liver, kidney, intestine, gallbladder. It goes to all the organs. 90% बीमारियां वहां से शुरू होती है। ये चीज आयुर्वेद में कहा गया 5000 साल पहले। ये चीज हार्वर्ड स्टैनफोर्ड ने रिसेंटली प्रूव किया है, करीबन 10-20 साल पहले। Harvard, Stanford, Atlanta, Georgia, Maryland universities. These are some of the leading universities. And they have collectively concluded that 90% of diseases are triggered due to poor colon health. Okay? कौन सी डिजीजेस है? इसमें मेंटल हेल्थ इश्यूज आते हैं। पहले आपके एंजाइटी, स्ट्रेस, डिप्रेशन, बाइपोलर डिसऑर्डर, एक्सेसिव थिंकिंग, रेस्टलेसनेस, स्लीप इश्यूज, लैक ऑफ कोऑर्डिनेशन, लैक ऑफ कंसंट्रेशन, मूड स्विंग्स, इरिटेबिलिटी। क्यों? क्योंकि आपका गट और कोलन इज कॉल्ड द सेकंड ब्रेन। योर गट इज कॉल्ड द सेकंड ब्रेन, एंड गट इज डायरेक्टली कनेक्टेड टू योर ब्रेन थ्रू अ न्यूरॉन that sends messages every micromillion second. उसको वेगस नर्व कहते हैं।
गट क्या होता है?
गट जो है आपके पेट के नीचे जो ऑर्गन है उसको गट कहते हैं, यानी स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन, लार्ज इंटेस्टाइन एंड कोलन, जहाँ पे आपका खाना अब्सॉर्ब और असिमुलेट होने लगता है। कुछ साइंटिस्ट ये भी कहते हैं कि एवरीथिंग फ्रॉम योर माउथ टू द कोलन इज पार्ट ऑफ द गट, क्योंकि माउथ में भी डाइजेशन होता है, माउथ में भी ओरल बैक्टीरिया होता है, ईसोफेगस स्टमक में भी बैक्टीरिया होता है, स्टमक में स्टमक एसिड्स होते हैं, मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली बाइल आता है लिवर एंड गॉल ब्लैडर से, जो डाइजेशन में हेल्प करता है। फिर पैंक्रियास आपको इंसुलिन भी देता है। सो द एंटायर सेट ऑफ ऑर्गन्स राइट फ्रॉम द माउथ टू द कोलन इज कॉल्ड द गट अकॉर्डिंग टू सम साइंटिस्ट। सम साइंटिस्ट से इट्स बिलो द स्टमक ऑल द ऑर्गन्स दैट आर पार्टिसिपेटिंग पोस्ट डाइजेशन। तो दोनों डेफिनेशन एक तरीके से करेक्ट है। When you look at it, the gut is the largest set of organs in the body. Okay? Largest set of organs. Nothing else compares to this. Not even your heart, not even your brain. Okay? It's the largest set of organs in your body. आपके गाड़ी में सबसे कीमती चीज क्या है? आपका अपहोल्स्ट्री, आपका कार सीट या आपका इंजन?
इंजन।
वही है आपका गट। गट जो है आपके शरीर का इंजन है। यहाँ पे फ्यूल आता है, फ्यूल अच्छे से अब्सॉर्ब होता है, वही फ्यूल जाता है ब्रेन, हार्ट, लिवर, किडनी, सारे इंटेस्टाइन्स ऑर्गन्स को, जहाँ से लाइफ शुरू होती है। विदाउट दिस फ्यूल फ्रॉम द गट, द रेस्ट ऑफ द ऑर्गन्स कैन नॉट फंक्शन और सर्वाइव। यू कैन डू फास्टिंग, जैन monks do it, 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, 1 year. Their gut has learned how to absorb the nutrients from even water. वो पानी में भी अपना जीवन चला पाते हैं, बट दैट अब्जॉर्प्शन प्रोसेस हैपेंस इन द गट। इसीलिए आपका जो इंजन है यहाँ पे है, और ये बहुत ही ज्यादा जरूरी है। अगर ये खराब हो गया, लीकी गट सिंड्रोम, ब्लोटिंग, गैस, फ्लैटुलेंस, इंडाइजेशन, कॉन्स्टिपेशन, डायरिया, आईबीएस, यहाँ से छोटी छोटी चीजें शुरू होती है। वहां से आपको बड़ी बड़ी बीमारियां होने लगती है, जैसे क्लिनिकल डिप्रेशन, कैंसर, फाइब्रोमाइल्जिया, स्किन डिजीजेस, सोराइसिस, एक्जिमा, रोजेशिया, अर्टिकेरिया, पिंपल्स, फिर आपकी गायनेकोलॉजिकल डिसऑर्डर्स, पीसीओएस, पीसीओडी, एंडोमेट्रियोसिस, इनफर्टिलिटी, अदर गायनेकोलॉजिकल कॉम्प्लिकेशंस, फिर आपके बोन रिलेटेड हेल्थ इश्यूज आने लगते हैं, ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस, आर्थराइटिस, रूमेटिज्म, स्पॉन्डिलोसिस, बिकॉज आपके बॉडी में वात बढ़ रहा है, आपके बॉडी में न्यूट्रिशन है नहीं, आपके बोन्स में से भी कैल्शियम लीक हो रहा है। 90% of the diseases can be thus treated by treating the gut, and that's where Ayurveda plays a role. Ayurveda can treat all chronic diseases, acute conditions like pandemic, heart attack, fracture, car accident. There you need to go to the emergency room. वहाँ आपको hospital जाना पड़ेगा।
वहाँ पे Ayurveda cannot help.
Ayurveda could have helped. Back in the day, remember surgery was invented by Ayurveda.
Oh, is it?
Sushruta, 3000 years ago, performed the first set of surgeries. He performed C-section surgery 3000 years ago. He performed surgeries on the nose. Rhinoplasty कहते हैं उसको. ये vulture hook nose आता था, तो उसको straight करने में. The rhinoplasty surgery, cosmetic surgery, was done by Sushruta 3000 years ago in India. It is not an invention of the West. Okay? Unfortunately, colonial rule के टाइम ये सारी चीज डिस्ट्रॉय हो गए थे, सारे रिकॉर्ड्स डिस्ट्रॉय हो गए, मेडिकल रिकॉर्ड्स, सारे जो आयुर्वेदिक टेक्स्ट है, लिटरेचर है, उसको डिस्ट्रॉय कर दिया था। स्कूल्स एंड कॉलेजेस वे शट डाउन। देयर वाज नो फंडिंग गिवन फॉर रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट इन आयुर्वेदा। इट वेंट फ्रॉम अ प्राइमरी हेल्थ केयर प्रोवाइडर टू एन ऑल्टरनेटिव हेल्थ केयर साइंस बिकॉज ऑफ द colonial rule. They brought in the English Education Act. Only sciences taught in English will be funded by the government for R&D to push pharma into the subcontinent, to push the sales for the chemical industries that were supplying to the pharma. So they needed a market and an audience for their pharma. Hence, they removed Ayurveda from the picture. Ayurveda is a preventive healthcare life science and a curative healthcare life science. Surgeries was invented by Ayurveda. आज भी medical students जब MD करने जाते हैं, the first chapter is who's the father of surgery? Sushruta. He's an Ayurvedic physician. Okay, unfortunately, they're not now allowed to do surgeries. People who invented surgery are not allowed to do surgery, and now they have to wait for permission from the allopathy doctors to practice it. See how sad the situation has become. This is the reason we decided to fight for Ayurveda, because we know it has been removed from the limelight and sidelined for the profit of the big pharma. Right? There's an unfair battle that is happening. And we hope that in our lifetime, we will see Ayurveda become a mainstream primary healthcare provider in India and the rest of the world again. Recently, there was a news that the UK government has decided to hire 10,000 Ayurvedic doctors because they believe Ayurveda is a big science. Right from your Prince Charles to everyone, they all practice Ayurveda. In fact, they come to Bangalore to an Ayurvedic hospital, do their treatments, and then they go back.
What do you mean when you say they practice Ayurveda? मतलब exactly क्या करते हैं?
The British, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, when you say practicing Ayurveda, इसका क्या मतलब होता है? How can one practice Ayurveda?
So even you and I can practice Ayurveda. We don't have to be an Ayurvedic doctor. How do you practice Ayurveda? आपके घर में आप कैसे खाना खाते हो? कब खाना खाते हो? कैसे खाना बनाते हो? That's also Ayurvedic science. Ayurveda means Ayu plus Veda. Ayu yani life. Veda means knowledge. So Ayurveda means knowledge of life or science of life that teaches you how to fulfill your desire for a long, healthy and a happy life. That's called Ayurveda. So if you're practicing something as simple as सुबह उठ के आप गर्म पानी का सेवन कर रहे हो, वो भी आयुर्वेदा हुआ. सुबह आपने गर्म पानी में थोड़ा घी डाल दिया या थोड़ा नींबू डाल दिया, वो भी आयुर्वेदा हुआ. आपने फिर फ्रूट्स का इस्तेमाल किया. You had fruits, you had nuts. फिर आपने अच्छे से दाल को भिगो के पकाया खुले बर्तन में, ना कि प्रेशर कुकर में, वो भी आयुर्वेदा हुआ. आपने खिचड़ी बनाई, आपने सूर्यास्त के पहले खाना खाया, वो भी आयुर्वेदा हुआ. All this is Ayurveda. Now, what does a person like Prince Charles do to practice Ayurveda? He comes to Ayurvedic hospitals in Bangalore, in India, and does a full-fledged Panchakarma treatment every now and then. Okay? That's how you and I can still practice Ayurveda. Once in a year, take your parents to a Panchakarma center, to an Ayurvedic treatment center, a clinic or a hospital, and get a Panchakarma treatment. And Panchakarma,
what is a Panchakarma treatment?
Panch yani 5, karma yani action. So Panchakarma basically means 5 ways of cleansing toxins out of your body. Okay, there are a series of treatment. First is Abhyangam, preparing the body for detoxification. ये पंचकर्मा नहीं है, ये pre-पंचकर्मा treatment है. Okay, Abhyangam से full body circulation होता है. It's a full body massage जिससे blood circulation बढ़ता है आपके body में. It helps in lubricating your joints, muscles and nerves. It helps in collecting toxins and liquefying toxins and pushes them towards the gut. Then there is a Shodhana treatment. उसको बोलते हैं sweating therapy. आप steam bath ले सकते हो उसमें. They put you in a box with your head outside. The box closes here. आपकी body से toxins निकलने लगता है through the sweat pores. Then there is potli massage. That's also Shodhana. गरम potli massage करते हैं जिससे आपके body में inflammation बाहर निकलता है, toxins बाहर निकल आते हैं. फिर शुरू होता है पंचकर्मा. The body is now ready for Panchakarma. Panchakarma में 5 ways हैं. Starting from the mouth, one is Virachanam, यानी oral medication. So you're purging the toxins out of your body. आप अपनी शरीर से toxins निकाल रहे हो by having oral medication. तो आपको medicated घी दिया जाता है. पहले दिन शायद 10 ml, दूसरे दिन शायद 20 ml, फिर ऐसे करके 10वें दिन तक आपको 100 ml घी पिलाया जाएगा. घी वैसी चीज है जो आपके बॉडी के सारे हैवी मेटल्स को निकाल सकता है. इट लुब्रिकेट्स अ जीआई ट्रैक्ट. घी में ब्यूट्रिक एसिड होता है जिससे आपके बॉडी के टॉक्सिन्स बाहर निकल आते हैं और आपके सारे इंटेस्टाइन्स और ऑर्गन वेल लुब्रिकेट होता है. अ वेल लुब्रिकेटेड गट मीन्स easy evacuation of waste. विरेचनम होता है. फिर आपका सेकंड ट्रीटमेंट है नस्यम, introducing medicine through the nose. This helps in stimulating the sensory nerves in the face region. It's the best kind of facial that you can have. It's great for dark circles, pigmentation. It's great for hormonal health for women. It basically helps in controlling the estrogen, testosterone, progesterone levels. It stimulates the pituitary gland because it touches the nerve fibers here, which is connected to the pituitary gland. And it helps in clearing your sinuses. So cold, cough, sinus, allergy, asthma, hay fever, lung congestion, bronchitis, and even tinnitus. उसके लिए भी बहुत अच्छा. Tinnitus happens when there's too much mucus from your sinus that starts affecting your ears, and there's too much dryness in your ears because of excessive use of headphones. That causes ringing in the ears. All the noise is trapped inside. That's called vata, trapped inside the ear. So it could be because of your sinuses, it could be because of the headphones. Tinnitus के लिए भी बहुत अच्छा treatment है नस्यम. Then we have Raktamokshan, bloodletting. Now, back in the day, it was done with leeches. अब sterilized needles के साथ भी कर सकते हैं. Raktamokshan यानी आपके अगर skin के नीचे कोई गंदा खून फंस गया है. So that's the body's defense mechanism. आपके पूरे body में free radicals घूमे. इससे अच्छा आपका body क्या करता है? उन सब कचरे को collect करके it brings it towards the surface of the skin, hoping to push it out through the pores in the form of sweat. But the toxins are too big and hence they've got collected under the skin. वो वहीं पे कलेक्ट होके बॉडी उसको वहीं पे गार्ड करके रखता है ताकि वो पूरी बॉडी में ना फैले वो जहर. इसीलिए हमारे बॉडी में ट्यूमर्स, फाइब्रॉइड्स, सिस्ट होते हैं. Because that's the body's way of protecting you. Belly fat also is the body's way of protecting your heart. ताकि वो फैट हार्ट में जाके ब्लॉकेजेस ना करे, इसलिए बॉडी सारे फैट को इधर कलेक्ट करता है, बेली के पास, फिर हिप्स, फिर बट एरिया पे, फिर शोल्डर्स पे. यहाँ पे फैट पड़ता है ताकि हार्ट को प्रोटेक्ट कर सके. सो दैट्स अ बॉडीज डिफेंस मैकेनिज्म. स्टार्टिंग विद रक्तमोक्षण, दैट्स अ ब्लड लेटिंग प्रोसेस दैट वी डू, लीचेस के साथ करते हैं या स्टेरलाइज नीडल्स के साथ करते हैं. फिर आपका एक और एक ट्रीटमेंट आता है वमन, वॉमिटिंग. ओके, दिस इज डन फॉर वेरी स्पेसिफिक पेशेंट्स. हर किसी को नहीं देते हम. वमन कुछ दिनों के बाद करते हैं, विरेचनम के कुछ दिनों बाद, यानी आपका पूरा जीआई ट्रैक्ट लुब्रिकेट हो चुका है. फिर उसके बाद दे डू इंड्यूस्ड वॉमिटिंग, या आपको 2 लीटर पानी दिया जाएगा नमक के साथ या आंवला के साथ, या दूध दिया जाएगा या मेडिकेटेड वाटर दिया जाएगा. फिर जैसे यू बेंड डाउन, बिकॉज इट्स वेल लुब्रिकेटेड, द होल थिंग कम्स गशिंग आउट. वो जो बाहर निकलता है उसमें कई तरीके के आपके टॉक्सिन्स आपको दिखाई देंगे. The mucus trapped from your lungs will come out. The bile and the stomach acids that were getting collected that could have otherwise created ulcers will all start coming out. So, Vaman is given for specific patients for the upper GI tract cleansing. फिर बस्ती, that's a lower GI tract cleansing. Small, large intestine and colon में जो कचरा फंसा हुआ है उसको निकालने के लिए enema treatment किया जाता है. Enema में they introduce medicine through the colon and flush the waste out. So that is also very potent treatment. And वो भी एक controlled environment में किया जाता है, ना कि घर पे. Lots of people do enemas at home nowadays, water enema, coffee enema, tea enema. It's okay if you do it once in a while. You shouldn't fall into the habit of it because A, you're disturbing the peristalsis in the colon, which is a downward moving wind principle. दूसरी बात है कि your colon muscles start getting dependent on you doing the enema, and the water cleanses out the good and the bad bacteria, which is not a good sign. So you need to do it in a Panchakarma clinic once a year in a controlled environment. And if you can't afford it for whatever reason, you can do water enemas at home once a year, twice a year, thrice a year. Don't do it every day. I have seen patients slip into depression because of that.
कैसे करते हैं water enemas once or twice a year?
So water enema is done with an enema pot. You can buy it online.
Enema pot क्या होता है?
Enema pot is basically literally a plastic pot, okay, which comes with a tube and then a catheter. You introduce it into the colon and you either lie down or you go on a mountain post that basically allows the water to enter the colon. But again, I don't recommend doing these things at home. At least the first attempt, go to an Ayurvedic doctor, get it done, learn it, and then if you have to do it, fine. But the most important thing is control your diet so that you don't have to do these treatments. These treatments are best done if you have a condition or a disease that needs to be cleansed out of your body.
तो किसी को अगर पंचकर्मा का ट्रीटमेंट करना है तो वो कैसे कर सकते हैं? कहाँ पे जाना है उनको? कहाँ होता है?
लकीली आयुर्वेदिक क्लिनिक्स पूरे दुनिया में, पूरे शहर, हमारे देश में तो सब जगह पे है. हर शहर में एक आयुर्वेदा क्लिनिक आपको मिल ही जाएगा. आप थोड़ा सा रिसर्च करें कि आपके नियरेस्ट आयुर्वेदा क्लिनिक कौन सा है. अगर आपको कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं आ रहा है तो आप हमारे साथ जूम कंसल्टेशन कर सकते हैं. वी डू कंसल्ट्स फॉर पेशेंट्स फॉर अराउंड द वर्ल्ड. 43 कंट्री से पेशेंट्स आते हैं. सो लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स व्हाट पेशेंट्स डू इज दे बुक अ जूम कंसल्ट विद अस. दे लर्न ऑल द प्रोटोकॉल्स फ्रॉम अस. हम उनको डाइट बता देते हैं, मेडिकेशन बता देते हैं, ट्रीटमेंट प्रोटोकॉल बता देते हैं. देन दे टेक दैट प्रिस्क्रिप्शन एंड गो टू द नियरेस्ट आयुर्वेदिक डॉक्टर सेइंग दैट दिस इज व्हाट हैज बीन एडवाइस फॉर मी, गिव मी दिस एग्जैक्ट सेम ट्रीटमेंट. वो भी आप कर सकते हो. बट देयर आर लॉट ऑफ गुड आयुर्वेदिक डॉक्टर्स. थोड़ी मेहनत करनी पड़ती है रिसर्च में. डोंट फॉल फॉर दीज small shops that are selling you pudiyas, making a powder, wrapping it in a paper and giving it to you. Those are dangerous. Stay away from those. Ayurveda ke naam pe, unfortunately, there are a lot of peddlers there who've ruined the reputation of Ayurveda. You need to be careful of them. There are a lot of reputed brands that are respected around the world. You have Vaidyaratnam, Nagarjuna, Aryavadyasala, Kotakal. These are the Ashtavedyas, the 8 original families of Ayurveda that have been practicing the science for the last 5,000 years. And they learned it from Parshurama directly. These are the authentic 18 families actually, which has now become 8 families through mergers and marriage and acquisitions. These are the 8 families I will take the medicines from. I will not take it from anybody and everybody. So you have to be cautious about where you're taking it from also. Read the labels. Is it certified by the government? Is it got its certifications in place? Safety, implementations. Does it clearly say there's no heavy metals in it? Then you're sorted. Just don't take any of these unbranded medicines available in the market.
आपके एक्सपीरियंस में in your interactions with all the clients and पेशेंट्स, तो वहाँ पे कोई एक ऐसा स्टोरी या एनेक्डोट है जहाँ पर एकदम आयुर्वेदा की वजह से उनको बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम था और क्योर हो गया, एंड व्हाट वाज इट एग्जैक्टली? व्हाट वुड बी द मोस्ट इंटरेस्टिंग
So we have a
इंसिडेंट?
client, Neha. She came to us for a Panchakarma treatment. तो हमने पूछा, as is protocol, कि आप क्यों कर रहे हो treatment? What is the reason for it? Because it was a self-prescribed treatment in her case. वो खुद आके enroll कर चुकी थी Panchakarma के लिए. She said her story was very interesting. She had cancer. The first time she had cancer, she did chemotherapy. Okay? Radiation किया, chemotherapy, radiotherapy, सब कुछ किया उसने. Cancer was destroyed. But 1.5-2 साल बाद the cancer came back aggressively. Okay? कीमोथेरेपी जो है एक तरीके का पॉइजन है, आपके बॉडी में डालते हैं जिससे गुड सेल्स बैड सेल्स दोनों को डिस्ट्रॉय करते हैं, बिकॉज दे डोंट नो द डिफरेंस बिटवीन कैंसर सेल्स एंड द गुड सेल्स. फिर सेकेंड टाइम जब उसको कैंसर वापस आया था, तब उसने अपने बच्चों को, अपने पति को ये बोला था कि मैं इस बार कीमोथेरेपी नहीं करूंगी, आई वांट टू डू आयुर्वेदा. फिर उसने एक आयुर्वेदिक क्लिनिक पे ट्रीटमेंट शुरू किया. शी डिड पंचकर्मा ट्रीटमेंट एवरी मंथ फॉर 8 days. 8-9 महीने तक उसने किया. She became cancer free. It's 6-7 years now. She's still cancer free.
Wow. So are you saying Ayurveda also cures cancer?
Absolutely. You see Navjot Sidhu's wife.
Yeah.
There's a lot of controversy around it. But hats off to him for...
क्या हुआ exactly वो केस में?
See, she had stage 4 cancer. And multiple doctors said that there's no chance for her to survive. They said there's less than 3% chance for her to survive. जब doctors ने लिख के दे दिया था, anybody in their place would have probably started preparing for the worst. But, hats off to Navjot Sidhuji. He turned the situation around and he adopted the Ayurvedic diet. First है intermittent fasting. सूर्यास्त के बाद कोई खाना नहीं. 16 hours, you give your digestive system a rest. Now imagine आपके पास गधे और घोड़े हैं. आप उनको 24 घंटे काम कराएंगे तो क्या होगा? They'll die. The same with your gut. आप उसको 24 घंटे उसको काम दोगे तो एक दिन वो टूट ही पड़ेगा, फिर वो सारी बीमारियां करने लगेगा अंदर. The same rule. खाना आप 8 घंटे के लिए खाओ. Have a eating window of 8 hours. सुबह 10 बजे से लेके 6 बजे तक आपको जो खाना खा लो. ओके, धीरे धीरे डिसिप्लिन से आप उसको 3 meals करो, 3 meals with no snacking. फिर उसको 2 meals करो. फिर धीरे धीरे उसको आप 1 meal भी कर सकते हो per day. That's also enough for you. Some people do intermittent fasting for 23 hours and eat only for 1 hour. उनको जो खाना वो 1 घंटे में खा लेते हैं. That's the best thing.
But isn't it like dangerous also? Because
not at all. It's the healthiest thing you can do. Monks and sages, they eat only 1 meal a day. What do? They are healthier than most of us. They have no diseases. They don't go to doctors and hospitals. Monks and sages have attained the highest level of consciousness and awareness because they give their gut work only for 1 hour a day. Khana khaya. Then the rest of the time, the gut is becoming the second brain that contributes to intuition. That contributes to the consciousness, to the awareness, to the decision making. Your gut is where emotions are stored. तो आप दिन भर खाना खाते रहेंगे और इमोशंस को दबाते रहेंगे, you'll never resolve anything in your life. The less you eat, the better you live. Okay? Simple thing in Jainism, they say, kam khao, gum khao. Eat less and digest your emotions instead first. But what is happening now? People are eating their emotions. Okay? They're sad, they eat a tub of ice cream. They're happy, they go out and eat pizzas and burgers. They want to celebrate, they eat. They have death, they eat. For everything, food is involved. 24/7, people are always calculating what to eat next. If it happens once in a while, it's fine. It's a craving. It's your taste buds telling you what it wants, right? But if that's the situation for you 3 times a day, 4 times a day, then there's something very wrong with your gut. So Navjot Sidhuji did this first thing. He cut down all the packaged processed foods. I think they also went on a whole food plant-based diet, which is farm to table, where you get foods fresh from the farm and bring it to the table. You don't take anything made in a factory. No packaged foods, no processed foods, none of your Maggi noodles or, your Uncle Chips and any of those, okay? Sorry to mention the brands, but none of those packaged foods come into the house. Those are not foods. Those are just industrial products that feed your addiction so you can contribute to their profit margin. Those are not foods. They are dead. They're tamasic. They're nothing but preservatives. They're nothing but fillers and coloring agents and additives and extremely unhealthy substances that will only trigger strange diseases and dangerous diseases like cancer. 1 out of 4 people are at the risk of cancer. 1 out of 2 people are pre-diabetic in India right now, almost. Half the population in India. 1 billion people in the world out of the 8 billion have liver health issues. What does that say? They have fatty liver. non-alcoholic fatty liver. 1 billion people out of 8 billion. That's 1/8 of the world's population. Where is all this coming from? The commercial products that is getting rolled out in a factory. If you go to a factory and see how your breads and how your biscuits and how your noodles is made, you will never put it in your mouth. It's nothing but an industrial formula. So the first thing you do is get your processed packaged foods out. And that other things that, Navjot ji did is neem, obviously. Neem is very potent. There is a lot of study being done on neem's benefits in killing cancer cells. In fact, during the summer holidays, we were always given a neem ki goli to start the summer holidays so we wouldn't get chicken pox and measles because it kills all the unhealthy bacteria. Neem itni kadwi cheez hai that the parasites don't like it. They want to leave your body because you've made the environment inhospitable for the parasites. So neem is excellent. Then there is haldi, kachi haldi. It's anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal. हर चीज के लिए हल्दी काम आता है. Okay, the cancer benefits, people are still studying it, whether it has carcinogenic benefits, anti-carcinogenic benefits. Then he also did nimbu ka pani first thing, early morning, empty stomach, alkalizing the system. There was a lot of research that was done that cancer cannot exist in an alkaline environment. And the scientist who did that study, a French scientist, he was completely shut down. He was completely silenced because if he reveals that to the whole world, that just by staying alkaline, you can prevent all the diseases, then there's no need for doctors and hospitals. If by avoiding all the packaged processed foods and just having farm-to-table foods, you can avoid diseases, then you're shutting down all the FMCG companies. You're shutting down all the pharma. You're shutting down hospitals. If you're saying return to nature, who profits from it? Nobody does, because nature doesn't charge you a penny for the free oxygen it gives you, for the food it gives you. In fact, if you look at it, nature and planet Earth is abundantly made in perfection. We are nothing but cancer cells. On this planet, we only destroy. We create no value. We're literally cancer cells that are like a parasite that kills the host that is taking care of us. That's what a cancer is, right? A cancer is a cell that kills the host and takes its life, takes you down with it. That's what a cancer cell is. We've also become like that in this planet.
Yeah, that's a very good analogy that you have. But just coming back, तो इसमें अब एक बात बताओ, तो किसी को अगर कैंसर है and also Ayurveda can definitely be of help and that can cure cancer. Let's talk of someone like me, like who doesn't have any diseases as of now. So, but you still recommend that a person like me should also practice Ayurveda because
Absolutely.
it's a preventive healthcare.
100%.
तो अभी बात करते हैं मेरे जैसे लोगों की बात करते हैं, तो what are the daily things जो एकदम बेसिक से चीजें हमने हमारे डाइट में या तो हमने हमारे रूटीन में ऐड करनी चाहिए ताकि हमको भी आयुर्वेदा का बेनिफिट हो सके. सो आई एम वेकिंग अप लेट्स से एट 6 AM एंड स्लीपिंग एट 10 PM. ये मेरा दिन का पूरा साइकिल होता है. तो व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू आस्क, 6 बजे से 10 बजे, सुबह 6 बजे से रात के 10 बजे तक मील्स कौन से टाइम पे लेने चाहिए, क्या लेना चाहिए सुबह उठने के बाद एंड ऑल, लाइक व्हाट शुड आई डू?
Okay, इसको हम कहते हैं circadian rhythm. So, Harvard, Stanford, all of them have done a lot of study and all of them prescribe whole food plant-based diet, WFPB. Okay, whole food yani farm to table, plant-based yani everything is plant-based, no animal-based products, no meat, no seafood, no eggs, no dairy products. Okay, Ayurveda also recommends the same thing as much as possible. Japanese culture also recommends the same thing. 95% plant slant. That's a secret for longevity. Circadian rhythm जो है, it is an English term. Ayurveda में उसको हम dosha clock कहते हैं. Okay, it's basically eating based on the position of the sun. Okay, simple rule: rise with the sun, set with the sun. Okay, we are diurnal beings. We respond to the sun's rays. We respond to the moon. When the moon is up, it's time for us to rest. Do not eat. Do not fight. Do not be in flight. Rest and digest what has already happened in the morning. Right? During the day, when the sun is up, is a time when your metabolism is also awake. Metabolism yani aapka digestive fire and your ability to burn food as well as calories and fat. Right? Your digestive fire and your metabolic fire directly corresponds to the position of the sun. When the sun rises, your metabolic fire also starts rising. So in the morning, you start your day slowly. You don't wake up at 6 in the morning and go for the largest meal of the day, like a big, giant pizza and 2 burgers and 2, servings of French fries. You do not start your day like that. What would you start your day with? 200 ml of warm water. 200 ml is literally this much. Okay. Start your day with 200 ml of warm water. इसमें आप घी डाल सकते हो if you have constipation. इसमें आप नींबू डाल सकते हो अगर आपको वजन घटाने का प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है तो आप उसमें नींबू डाल दीजिए. इसमें आप थोड़ी सी cinnamon डाल सकते हैं. सिनेमन यानी दालचीनी, उसका पाउडर है, वो एंटी इन्फ्लेमेटरी है, एंटी बैक्टीरियल है, एंटीवायरल है, वो आपके पेट के जात्रण अग्नि को जगाता है. द मेटाबॉलिक फायर स्टार्ट्स गेटिंग एक्टिव, द डाइजेस्टिव फायर स्टार्ट्स गेटिंग एक्टिव. इसमें आप थोड़ा सा ग्रेटेड जिंजर डाल सकते हैं, अदरक, उससे भी आपका डाइजेशन इंप्रूव होता है. अगर आपको डाइजेशन का प्रॉब्लम है तो यू विल स्टार्ट ऑफ विथ लेमन, सिनेमन, ग्रेटेड जिंजर एंड स्टार्ट. अगर आपको बहुत ज़्यादा पित्त होता है सुबह उठते, कुछ लोगों को बहुत ज़्यादा पित्त होता है, एसिड्स, तो आप इसमें 1 चम्मच सब्जा सीड्स डाल के 10 मिनट के लिए भी रख देंगे तो वो फूल जाएगा. तो आप सब्जा सीड पानी पी सकते हैं, ना कि चिया सीड, सब्जा सीड पानी. सब्जा सीड जो है आप फालूदा में डालते हैं. So it basically swells up when it's in water. It becomes like a jelly-like substance. Sabja seed can hold 20 times more water than its actual size. तो वो उतना पानी पकड़ के रखता है. And because it's treated like solid food in your body, it doesn't pass through like water. It stays in your stomach for a little longer. And it holds all that moisture in the stomach. तो आपके stomach acids को वो ठंडा करता है. अगर आपको पित्त है तो आप वो भी कर सकते हैं. फिर अब दूसरी चीज़ है, you can have a vegetable juice. Vegetables में कुछ वेजिटेबल्स को जूस कर सकते हैं, कुछ वेजिटेबल्स को कभी जूस नहीं करना चाहिए. जैसे कि आप पेठे का जूस ले सकते हो, एशकार्ड कहते हैं उसको. एशकार्ड से आपका पेट में जो भी कचरा है, कब्ज है, वो सारा सिम्टम्स बाहर निकल जाता है. दूसरा है कैरेट, बीटरूट और आंवले का जूस, ना कि एप्पल. ओके, बिकॉज इन आयुर्वेदा वी डू नॉट मिक्स फ्रूट्स विथ वेजिटेबल्स. कैरेट और बीटरूट जो है आपके लिवर को रीजनरेट करने में मदद करता है. लिवर आपका बॉडी का सबसे बड़ा डिटॉक्सिफाइंग ऑर्गन है, तो उसमें नए लिवर सेल्स पैदा होते हैं जब आप कैरेट बीटरूट जूस पीते हैं. अगर आपको पीसीओएस है, पीसीओडी है, इनफर्टिलिटी है, गायनेकोलॉजिकल डिसऑर्डर्स है, हीमोग्लोबिन लो है आपका, आप अनीमिक है, आपके बाल बहुत गिर रहे हैं, कैरेट बीटरूट का जूस ले लीजिए, उसमें आंवला डाल दीजिए. एक आंवला 20 नींबू का काम करता है. आपको 20 नींबू पीने की जरूरत नहीं है. एक आंवला में इतना विटामिन सी है कि आपको 5 ग्लास नींबू पानी पीने के बराबर. So you get all that in one shot. One amla every day, Indian gooseberry. It has vitamin C, antioxidants. आपकी बॉडी का ऑक्सीडेटिव स्ट्रेस को बाहर निकालता है. It also has the ability to fight cancer cells. Remember, you and I on a daily basis are fighting cancer cells in our body on a regular basis. पानी में शायद पोल्यूशन हो गया होगा, कंटेमिनेंट्स आ गए होंगे, फ्लोराइड होगा शायद, हवा में कोई पोल्यूटेंट्स है, शायद कंटेमिनेंट्स है, आपके ग्राउंड लेवल पोल्यूशन की वजह से आपकी सब्जियों में, फ्रूट्स और वेजिटेबल्स में भी कोई कंटेमिनेशन हो सकता है. पूरा दिन हमारा शरीर कैंसर सेल्स और कंटेमिनेंट्स और ऑक्सीडेटिव स्ट्रेस को फाइट करता है. हमें सिर्फ उसको मदद करना है, हमें सिर्फ उसका क्या बोलते हैं, सपोर्ट सिस्टम बनाना है. सो यू कैन हैव कैरेट, बीटरूट, आंवला जूस. फिर इसके बाद अगर आपके बॉडी में इन्फ्लेमेशन यानी सूजन बहुत ज़्यादा है, रिमेंबर 50% ऑफ द डिजीजेस हैपेंस ड्यू टू इन्फ्लेमेशन. आपके ऑर्गन में अगर सूजन है, दैट्स नॉट गुड. आप सेलेरी जूस पी सकते हैं, उसमें क्यूकम्बर डाल सकते हैं अगर आपको बहुत कड़वा लगे वो, क्योंकि उसमें फाइबर भी होता है. आप सारी चीज़ों का फाइबर निकाल के सिर्फ जूस का सेवन करें. इसमें आप व्हीट ग्रास पाउडर डाल सकते हैं, इट्स वेरी गुड फॉर द लिवर. मोरिंगा का पाउडर डाल सकते हैं, इट्स अ रिच सोर्स ऑफ आयरन. आपको आयरन डेफिशिएंसी कभी नहीं हो सकता इफ यू हैव मोरिंगा. फिर आप धनिया पत्ती का जूस ले सकते हैं. धनिया पत्ती आपके शरीर के हैवी मेटल्स को बाहर निकालता है. अगर आपके शरीर में हैवी मेटल टॉक्सिसिटी हो गया, वो ऑर्गन्स को डैमेज करता है, किडनी, लिवर, इन सब में से धनिया पत्ती जो है हैवी मेटल्स को निकालता है. इसीलिए इंडियन कल्चर में हर चीज़ में हम धनिया पत्ती का चटनी यूज़ करते हैं. शायद हम लंच करें या डिनर करें या सैंडविच खाए, कुछ भी खाए, हम हर जगह में 2 टीस्पून धनिया पत्ती चटनी रखते हैं. ओके, तो आप उसका जूस ले सकते हैं सुबह. फिर बनाना स्टेम जूस, उसको हम कहते हैं तमिल में वालतंड कहते हैं. आई डोंट नो व्हाट दे कॉल इट इन मराठी एंड हिंदी, बट इट्स अ स्टेम ऑफ द बनाना प्लांट. वो इतना टाइट एंड फर्म है, इट विल गिव यू द सेम अपीयरेंस. इट विल ऑल्सो मेक यू एज स्लिम एज द स्टेम ऑफ द बनाना प्लांट. Have you seen the stem of the banana plant? It's only this thick. So it basically is very effective for removing kidney stones, gallbladder stones, fatty liver, any kinds of fibroids and cysts. And most importantly, it helps you lose weight. तो आप उसका भी सेवन कर सकते हैं. किस चीज़ों का जूस नहीं करना चाहिए? स्पिनच एंड केल. कभी भी इसका कच्चा जूस नहीं लेना.
किसका? स्पिनच और?
स्पिनच एंड केल. स्पिनच और केल में ऑक्सलेट्स होते हैं. ऑक्सलेट्स जो है एक शार्प, रेजर शार्प ऑब्जेक्ट्स होते हैं inside a molecular structure which is razor sharp inside spinach and kale. वो आपके बॉडी में जाके आपके बॉडी में जो कैल्शियम है उससे वो जुड़ के it creates calcification, किडनी स्टोन्स बनते हैं उससे. फिर वो किडनी से पास नहीं होता है, राइट? तो स्पिनच एंड केल है, उसका कच्चा जूस कभी भी नहीं लेना चाहिए आपको. स्पिनच और केल को हम हमेशा गर्म पानी में भिगो के अच्छे से उसको सॉटे करके, ब्लांच करके, फिर हम उसका सब्जी बनाते हैं.
So let's say if I wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning, should I have a black coffee as the first thing if I wake up?
Never.
Yeah. Why?
See, remember, coffee is acidic in nature. आप सुबह उठ के पेट में एसिड डालोगे, कैसा लगेगा? एसिड पिएगा कोई इंसान? नहीं पिएगा ना, but just because it is made delicious, तो आप उसको पी लोगे खाली पेट. गलत है ना? Coffee is acidic in nature. Remember, cancer thrives in an acidic environment. Diseases thrive in an acidic environment. The first thing you put in your stomach should be something that's alkaline in nature. What is alkaline? Water is alkaline. It dilutes your stomach acids and reduces the acidic level of the stomach. Vegetable juices are alkaline. Raw fruits are alkaline. Fresh fruits are alkaline. Stewed fruits are alkaline. Nuts are alkaline. The first thing you put in your body should be something that's alkaline, that nourishes you, not depletes you. And coffee is also dehydrating in nature. So you're literally putting something in your body after 8 hours of not having had water to drink. You did not sip water all night while you were sleeping. 8 hours, you did not have food. Your stomach is empty. There is no water, there is no food lining the stomach walls. The coffee goes right in like an acid, strips away all the mucus lining, which protects your stomach walls from the stomach acids, takes the mucus down. On the way down, it takes all the water out of your system, dehydrates you even more, dehydrates the colon, and in the long term creates constipation and other health issues. And coffee addiction is a real thing. If you're addicted to something, be it nicotine, alcohol, tobacco, sex, or even coffee, it's the same thing. How is it any different? Why is coffee addiction healthy and nicotine addiction bad? Why? Why the differentiation? Addiction is addiction. If you cannot survive without coffee in the mornings, if you get withdrawal symptoms, tremors in your hand, headaches, irritability, snappiness, you're not able to go to the bathroom because coffee irritates your colon and makes you release all the waste. But in the long term, it actually strips away the natural mechanism, the peristalsis, for your body to eliminate toxins. If you're someone who cannot survive without coffee, then that addiction is going to become the bane of your health. So you never start your day with coffee. But if you're really addicted and you have withdrawal symptoms, then we do not stop coffee immediately because it will cause a lot of trauma for that person, right? Headaches and pain. Then we say, start your day with warm water, 1 teaspoon ghee in it or plain warm water. Then you have your vegetable juice, fruits and nuts. Uske baad aap coffee ka sevan kare, usme doodh na dale because milk again is inflammatory in nature. आप उसमें almond milk या coconut milk डाल सकते हो because that's plant based, that's alkaline in nature. इसमें 1 चम्मच घी डाल दीजिए ताकि कॉफी का जो dehydrating effect है उसको आप cancel कर सकते हैं with the ghee. So that's one simple trick that will change your life forever. Very simple things, I'm telling you.
Because I was interviewing one of the dietitians and he told that the first thing you should have early in the morning is black coffee, and which is why I was going to change my plan and just have black coffee, but now you're saying that
you interview that dietitian after 5 years. Ask him what health issues is he facing. Unfortunately, no criticism of that dietitian. Unfortunately, people are very short-sighted. They're only thinking, आज मैंने कॉफी पिया, आज मुझे एनर्जी मिला, hence I hit the gym, hence it was a productive day, and hence coffee is good. You're not looking at the long-term side effects of coffee. Coffee is acidic. Coffee is dehydrating. Coffee is also a neurotic compound which shrinks your brain, by the ways. There was an MRI done on a woman who voluntarily did an MRI before coffee, and after that, she had 1 cup of coffee and the size of the brain had shrunk.
My God.
There's research that it shrinks and creates that sudden surge of energy because coffee is basically accelerating the rate at which you use your energy. So say you have energy for 8 hours. Coffee accelerates all of that and makes you use that energy within 1 hour. So 8 घंटे का जो आपके पास बैटरी था वो आपने 1 घंटे में यूज कर लिया. So before coffee your energy was here, after coffee your energy was here, and when the coffee symptoms or when the coffee effect weaned off, caffeine dropped, your energy is here. Then again, you had another cup of coffee, your energy was here. After coffee, your energy is here. Then again, another cup of coffee. So basically, you're dropping by the day. You cannot function without that coffee anymore. I had a client from I think, Kenya or Nigeria, I think. Lagos. The entire family came for a consult. First, the mother and daughter came to me. Then they convinced the son sitting there in Africa saying, you have to do a consult with her. He said, I cannot live without coffee. Coffee mein jo grades hote hai in the coffee machine, there's a mild one, then there is a medium one, then there's the strongest one. I take something that is triple strong and I have it 5 to 6 times a day and I can't survive without it. Okay. He was in such bad shape. His circadian rhythm was broken. He didn't know when to sleep. He didn't know when to eat. his body was throwing a lot of confusing signals. It's like 1,000 short circuits happening inside your body. That's what coffee does. In the first few days, it'll give you the surge of energy. After that, it's just short circuits happening inside your body in all different directions. It confuses and breaks your circadian rhythm, your ability to fall asleep, your ability to produce melatonin in response to darkness, which allows you to close your eyes and go to bed at 10 o'clock. Now you're awake till 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and you think you're being productive. No, you're destructive. You're destroying your body's natural rhythm, right? God designed us perfectly. Mother Nature designed us perfectly. We cannot create a human being. We have no right to destroy the human being within us, right? We have no right to destroy that life within us. This boy, I gave him the entire diet plan. He said, impossible. I'll never do it. I'll never do it. I said, okay, up to you. I can only tell you this will save your life. Start with one baby step. You don't have to do everything. I didn't hear back from him. He was supposed to come back for his second diet consult. He didn't come. But his sister showed up. Again, his mother stayed here for 6 months. She cancelled her trip back home and stayed here for 6 months doing treatments in our clinic. And she said, 6 or I think it was 3.5 months. She was transformed. The mother and daughter were transformed. They lost like 10, 15 kgs each. She comes and says her brother, who didn't come back for the second consult, lost 15, 17 kgs, doesn't touch coffee, goes to sleep at 10. Looking at him, his father has started doing the diet. Looking at him, his wife has started doing the diet, saying that let's not have separate meals, let's have the same meal. You see the domino effect that one girl had on her entire family. She came to me for consult, her mother came to me for consult, then her brother did, brother's wife did, brother's father did, like her own father. Everybody in the family turned around, including the chef in the house. He sees everyone eating healthy. Yesterday, my driver came home and dropped my bags, and I had a little work for him, and it was going to take another 15, 20 minutes. I said, sit, I'll give you the dinner. I served him dinner. I said, eat it. He said, no, ma'am, I'll go home and eat. I said, it's already 7. By the time you reach home, it's going to be 9 p.m. Eat the dinner. He finished dinner and he looked at me so puzzled. He's like, बहुत अच्छा बना मैम, ये क्या था? I said, this was plant-based food. इसमें ना कोई दूध है, ना कोई दही है, ना पनीर है, ना cheese है. It was literally just boiled quinoa with some cashew cream and lots of vegetables. He was so shocked. He's like, this was so delicious, ma'am. You know, when you become healthy, you become a source of positive influence on everybody around you. Now I've told you, I don't want to eat late in the night. I told you I'm not going to have kacha pani. I have boiled water. It has an impact on you. Next morning, you will also ask for the same thing.
Why do you not have kacha pani and only boiled water?
So initially, like I used to have a lot of kacha water, right? But when I started reading the Jain text, I found it very impressive. They said, cause no harm to any microorganism in the world. Okay, we have enough microorganisms inside our body. We don't need to feed it. So in Jainism, they don't eat anything uncooked or not heated, not boiled. When you boil water, all the microorganisms in it gets destroyed. You're having pure nutrients in it. Okay. Now, whether those microorganisms are good for you or not, you don't know. Only after drinking that, your body will test it and figure out. But when you have boiled water, it's 100% safe. There's no room for error. That's one. Second, Jains don't have kacha pani because they don't want to hurt any kind of microorganisms in any process. So even fruits, this is a very interesting thing. They don't eat fruits immediately. After it's cut, they wait for 48 minutes for the life to leave that fruit. Then they eat it. That's the highest level of sensitivity, I would say, to everything around you. Highest level of consciousness and awareness. Now, I'm not saying everybody has to practice that. If you've cut fruits, you need to eat it immediately so that it doesn't oxidize and it doesn't look unpleasant like a rusted apple. Fine, do that. That works for you. What works for them has shown amazing results for them. They have advanced very fast in their spiritual life. In fact, at the rate at which they're progressing in their spiritual life is super fast. Like it's like progressive, geometrically progressive. So it works for them. That's the reason I don't drink kacha pani as much as possible. If I have no choice, I'm really thirsty and I've run out of boiled water, then I will have water in a glass, at least not from a plastic bottle. That's again.
What are the drawbacks of consuming water from a plastic bottle?
You're literally drinking microplastics. Okay. You're just drinking microplastics. With every sip of water, you're drinking 40 microplastics.
What does that mean, like 40?
See, you see a plastic bottle. It's made with the cheapest material in the world. Do you think they're going to give you 10 rupees ka water in 100 rupee ka packaging? Expensive material. It's the cheapest plastic, cheapest material on this planet that's non-biodegradable, and it has been coated with a variety of chemicals to prevent water from seeping out, right? So the plastic is extremely thin material, and they've coated it with many, many chemicals to make it non-porous, right? When this plastic bottle comes in that truck or the lorry in the sun, when the sun's rays passes through, it starts leaching all the chemicals into the water. Okay, your BPA, your phthalates, your bisphenol, they're dangerous. BPA has been classified as extremely unhealthy, endocrine disruptor, and even carcinogenic to an extent.
What is BPA?
It's basically a component in plastic that was used for many, many years. It has been banned in many products now, but it still exists. Your cheap plastic bottle in which the water comes definitely has this chemical called BPA. They start leaching chemicals into the water, the plastic bottle. And when you're drinking water from a plastic bottle, you have no idea how many hours it sat in the sun, how many hours it was kept in your car, and you're literally drinking that plastic. You know, human beings consume anywhere between 20 to 30,000 microplastics per year. And what does a microplastic do? Even Mother Nature cannot degrade it, decompose it. It takes 400, 500 years for Mother Nature to break it down. Do you think your body can digest it? What Mother Nature couldn't?
What are the consequences of consuming water from a plastic bottle then?
Microplastic is indestructible. It just gets deposited in your organs.
What can happen?
It can cause heart attacks, stroke. It can block your heart, your digestive passage. It can block all your blood circulatory channels, the shrotas. It can prevent blood from being circulated to your critical organs. It eventually leads to chronic diseases, liver toxicity, kidney cancer. It can lead to a ton of diseases, endocrine disruption. All your diseases begins when there is a foreign element that has entered your body that is not digestible. Be it the undigested pizza or burger or the undigested microplastics, all of them cause diseases. Simple rule, you are what you digest. If you can't digest it, please don't put it in your mouth.
So पानी फिर कौन like स्टील के बॉटल में पीना चाहिए then?
स्टील का बॉटल है, कॉपर का बॉटल है, कांच का बॉटल है. If you are careful and you're able to carry it around.
कांच के ग्लास में चलेगा ना?
कांच का ग्लास में चलेगा, you know, and not the plastic.
Yeah.
Ceramic भी चलेगा, by the way. You know, ceramic is also fine. Copper glasses are fine as long as you clean it every day. You know, the problem with copper is if it is not cleaned, it can lead to copper toxicity, right? It can start rusting in its own way, right? It starts corroding. You don't want that. You don't want that erosion happening, right? The corrosion and, the leaching of copper excessively. To a small extent, even that's fine. You have your iron skillets that we have for making our roti and dosa. Even that leaches a little bit of iron into our food, but in a manner that your body can digest it. Your body can digest minerals in small portions. It needs it. It needs iron. It needs copper. It needs magnesium. It needs manganese. It needs calcium. It needs all kinds of minerals, right? We're made of earth. We're made of earth, water, fire, air, and space. We're not made of anything else astronomical. We're only made of the 5 tattvas, the 5 elements. And if you can preserve those 5 elements in a state of balance, then you're healthy. That's what Ayurveda says. Balance your Pancha Mahabhut, your 3 doshas, and you're sorted.
And मैंने ऐसे भी सुना था कि you should not consume water 30 minutes after having a meal and 30 minutes prior to having a meal. Is that true?
Other way around, actually. You should not drink water while you're eating a meal. You can drink water 30 minutes before a meal, 30 minutes after a meal. तो मैं अगर पानी पी लूँ अभी एक ग्लास तो इससे क्या होगा, पेट पहले स्टमक एसिड्स को निकालने लगेगा. Okay? If there's too much stomach acids, the water reduces the acidity level of the stomach and makes it slightly alkaline. Remember, water is alkaline. तो आप पहले पानी पी लीजिए. आधे घंटे के बाद जब आप खाना खाएंगे, you will not overeat. And your stomach is well hydrated and soft, and it's able to receive that food, absorb and assimilate the nutrients. Your intestines are already getting cleaned up. The remnants or the residue from your previous meal, जो आपने पहले खाना खाया नाश्ता, वो पहले साफ हो रहा है, ना कि वो वहीं पे फंसा हुआ है. फिर आप नया खाना खा रहे हो, उसके साथ मिक्स हो जाता है. Then your new food is getting mixed with your undigested food. Then that causes rotting, putrefying, releasing of gases. वो नहीं होना चाहिए. इसलिए आप पहले पानी पिए. आधे घंटे बाद आप खाना खाइए. खाना खाने के आधे घंटे बाद आप वापस पानी पिएंगे. खाना खाते वक्त पानी पीने की जरूरत नहीं है. Unless you have a dry throat syndrome, unless you have excessive vata imbalance where your body is very dry and constipated from inside, with every 3 to 4 bites, you can take 1 sip of water. Only if you're someone who has extreme dehydration, you need water during the meal. Otherwise, you don't need it.
So जैसे अगर मैं lunch 1:30 को करता हूँ, so you're saying that 1 p.m. को पानी पी लो, then
Yes.
1 to 1:30 I shouldn't like drink water.
No.
1:30 to 2 I'm having lunch, then 2 to 2:30 again.
Wait for some time.
I don't have to drink water.
No. And then drink water half an hour after your meal.
Got it. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. So आधे घंटे पहले और आधे घंटे बाद पानी नहीं पीना चाहिए.
नहीं
मतलब
पीना चाहिए.
वैसे.
हाँ.
Okay.
So during that half an hour before your breakfast, after your breakfast, don't drink water. Like drink your water, wait for half an hour, have your meal, wait for half an hour, then have your water again. That's the trick in Ayurveda to protect your digestive fire and also to make sure that your stomach is well hydrated.
Can you walk us through your diet? पूरा like सुबह से शाम तक, what all do you consume?
So to tell you what I had today, okay, I had one cheat meal. And my cheat meal is also very organic and healthy. So morning, I started my day at around 10 o'clock. So I wake up at around say 5, 5:15, 6 o'clock. I do my meditation, my prayers, my chanting in bed itself. Before getting out of bed, first I express gratitude that I'm alive and I'm a privileged class. I keep reminding myself we are well endowed. We have no reason to complain. And if anything, we must create value for others. Okay, so reinforce those thoughts. First, you give food for your mind, food for your soul. You put those thoughts in your mind and create an agenda for the day. Then I did my yoga for an hour. I did a fairly long shavasana for 15-20 minutes. That's diet for your body, if you ask me. Doing yoga and shavasana. And then I did another 1 hour of puja part. We call it Samayik in Jainism, where you sit in absolute silence for 48 minutes in one single square, and you do not leave that square for 48 minutes. You do not engage with the rest of the world. You do not speak. You do not engage in any kind of transactional thoughts in your head about the world. It is to leave attachment to anything. For 48 minutes, you practice that.
मैं वो सवर करता हूँ 10-15 मिनट का every day.
Amazing.
अभी सामायिक पे नहीं आया हूँ, but 15 minutes का सवर.
But that's a great start for your age. You're doing fabulous. I don't think I did that at your age. I probably did samayik once in a while, but you know, this is one addiction for me. Yeah. Like I don't want to leave the house without doing it. Honestly, that's where life begins for me and ends for me. Okay, wow. That's the 48 minutes I feel I'm truly alive. I'm connected with the universe. I'm connected to my gods. I'm having conversation with my gods. Okay, I'm not eating. I'm not drinking. I'm not transacting. I'm not doing business. I'm not engaging in any kind of conversation with anybody outside of my soul. वो बोलते हैं आत्मा की पूजा. That 48 minutes is life. That's where I recharge my batteries. फिर वहाँ से उठ के then I start my day. I will have water with some elaichi in it, placed in a chandika glass in front of me during that 48 minutes of prayer. So what happens? Water carries memories. So the first sip of water I have is something that has been prayed to for 48 minutes. It has all the positive vibrations in a silver glass. Itna sa pani with one elaichi to give it a nice flavor. I first drink that at 10 o'clock. Then I have a glass of warm water. Then I had ashgard juice. Okay. And ashgard juice peene ke baad, it's best not to eat or drink anything for half an hour, 45 minutes. Let it cleanse your system. I got ready for work, finished all my office work by then because you're so productive having had that silence. I finished sending instructions to the whole team. Then I had a bowl of watermelon with black pepper at 11 o'clock. And then I went to office. In the clinic at around 12:30, I started feeling hungry. I had a bowl of makki ka dalia, maize. Just makki, maize, boiled in water. That's all. No condiments, no spices, no pickles, nothing. Just salt. Then for some reason, maybe that makki ka dalia portion was a little less. I had a little more hunger for a snack. So I ordered barley chips from the organic store. It is made of barley, cold press oil, and pink salt. That's it. So I had a packet of barley chips. Not a packet, a box. At around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then at 6:30, I had a bowl of vegetable soup, a big bowl of boiled vegetables with homemade cashew cheese, vegan cheese. And then I had boiled chana. No spices, no salt. That's it. And I had 1 teaspoon of vegan ice cream that was made at home. And I'm going to hydrate myself now.
And the next meal now you'll consume tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
And what time?
10 o'clock.
My God. So it's like intermittent fasting of what?
16 hours. But the best part is 10 o'clock I had my vegetable juice and my watermelon at 11:30. My first meal was technically at 12:30. So vegetable juice and fruits will not get counted as a meal because they're so water rich. They're 70-80% water. Your body absorbs it. It's like a treat for your body that it doesn't have to work hard. It's getting all the nutrients and minerals in a semi-solid form. My first meal was technically at 12:30 and my next meal was at 6:30. In between, ideally, I don't snack. But because my breakfast was a little less, in terms of calculating the, portion, I was like, I have a little room for a snack. And the healthiest snack was barley ka chips. It was going to be either that or it was going to be, what do you call that? Singdhana chana, those roasted chana that you have, dalia. Dalia, what do you call it? It's basically just lentils roasted with some spices.
You've never had Lay's, Kurkure and all in your life?
I lived on it. I lived on it, I think, till the age of 25, 26.
Okay.
And after that, I lost craving for it. My brother and I were notorious for snacking. We grew up on this. We had pocket money designated for spending on Kurkure and Lay's and
not
whatnot.
anymore.
I cannot imagine putting that in my mouth anymore.
Well, what is the drawback of?
Take a Kurkure. I saw this experiment on social media. Someone did it. And light a matchstick underneath it. It doesn't catch fire. Not just that. The fire is burning, but no damage done to that Kurkure. Fire cannot destroy it. Do you think your stomach can digest it? It is nothing but fillers, additives, coloring agents, an industrial product. Let me tell you, it's not a food product. It's an industrial product. You might as well flush it down the toilet.
My God.
You know what I use Coke and Pepsi for? Do I bring it at home? Once in a while, I do. What do I do with it? I use it to clean the toilets. If there's a stain that is very difficult, the water is hard and it's causing a stain, then I use Coke and Pepsi to clean the toilet. I asked young kids who come for consultation, I always do consult with the kid directly. I never do it with the parent. I tell the parent, please sit at the back. Don't talk. Don't interrupt. And if you have to say something, do sign language where only I can see it. Don't say anything that demoralizes your child. Your child is speaking the truth. Let the child explain to me what the symptoms are. Right from the age of 6, the children do the consult with me directly. Even a 6-year-old kid does consult directly. And I ask them, do you like Coke? Do you like Pepsi? They're like, yeah. I said, do you know what I do with it? They're like, what? I said, I clean my toilets with it. After that, the kid doesn't want to drink Coke and Pepsi.
I think same is going to happen with me.
Yeah.
I'm just
put that image in your head.
Day before
I am
yesterday,
cleaning the toilet
drank
seat with
Coke.
it because the stains on it. That's what I would do with Coke and Pepsi. What happens to your Maggi noodles? Bury it under the ground. Cover it with sand. Come back after 6 months. You'll still find it.
Seriously?
Even the bugs and the worms don't want to eat it.
So same, like
It's
if
an
I
industrial
bury
product.
what Maggi noodles, like I'll find the same thing. after
It's
6
like the
months.
tires of your car. घिस
My
के चला
God.
लो फिर भी नहीं जाएगा वो. There was a kid that they did a surgery on. They opened up his intestines and literally there was tons of undigested noodles in the whole form. They pulled out a bowl full of noodles out of him. This big bowl.
My God.
Can you imagine how swollen his intestines was?
Yeah.
Intestines are tiny threads through which liquid food, nutrient pass through. And all those noodles are stuck there. Because kids are so addicted to the addictive agent put in the Maggi noodles. They don't want you to eat just once. Not just Maggi, any brand for that matter. Any FMCG product. Like, I'm not trying to defame just one brand. Please understand, they were not designed for health. They were designed for addiction so that you cannot stop eating at one. You will keep asking for it again and again. Do you know they spend millions and billions of dollars researching on how to make that addictive? I know a lot of pharma workers, employees who come to my clinic for consult for their kids. They will never give pharmaceutical products for their own children because they know what goes in it. They're like, we don't trust pharma. And they work for pharmaceutical companies. They work so they can pay their bills and live in fancy homes and fancy cars. And they put their consciousness somewhere else and they say, we would never give it to our kids. French couple.
Pharma as in like allopathy you're talking about,
Yes.
like the medicines. Oh my God.
Imagine. And you're talking about Coke and Pepsi. We're talking about Kurkure. You talk about the chips. No one can eat just once. You know, it's carcinogenic in nature, your potato chips.
What does that mean?
So Potato is one such vegetable. In Jains, they say don't have it at all for many reasons. They say, one, it's a root vegetable, you're destroying the whole plant. Two, it is notorious for poisoning you. Potato jab bahut zyada ripe hone lagta hai. If you don't store it properly in a dark place, if you store it in a place where there is light, the potato starts turning green. It starts having sprouts. Have you noticed? People remove the sprouts and eat the potato. That sprout has solanine. Solanine is a form of poison. It leads to solanine poisoning. If you have an overripe potato in your diet, it can lead to diarrhea, vomiting, nausea, stomachache, cramps, food poisoning, severe food poisoning. It can even lead to death in excess quantity. Now, potato, when it's deep fried, releases a chemical called acrylamide. Acrylamide, when given to rats, caused paralysis and neurological damage. Now, are you going to wait for an experiment to prove that it damages human beings also? Acrylamide has been proven to be carcinogenic. So your Pringles, I used to love it at one point in time because it was a perfect shape, perfect, crispy texture and noise when you munch into it, and the taste is so addictive. It's nothing but carcinogenic material for your body. Chips is carcinogenic when deep fried. In fact, any vegetable when deep fried releases acrylamide. कोई भी deep fried food आपके लिए कभी health नहीं देगा. आपको कभी हेल्थ नहीं देगा. कभी कभार आपने एक समोसा या एक कचौरी खा लिया, कभी कभार. Your body can manage. But you've sandwiched it with so much fiber throughout the day, then it's fine. But if you're someone who, lives to eat and, is eating samosas and kachoris and bhelpuris and pav bhajis every single day, then your gut is a disaster waiting to happen. Your body is just a storehouse of diseases. All those pav bhajis also, I love the bhaji. I love that, there's so many mixed vegetables, mashed together and given to you. I love the bhaji, but I don't like the bread and the pav that comes with it. It gets stuck to your intestines for 7 days, more than that. And your intestines doesn't have a knife to scrape it off. Any dish that is chickenai wala dish, all these deep fried foods. See what happens to the pan. You have to scrub it clean. Do you think your body has that scrubbing mechanism inside? It's as simple as that. Eat something that can be cleaned easily. Boiled vegetables, if I don't even need dishwashing liquid to clean that bowl. I just run it under the tap and it's clean. Now you'll see pizza is also clean. The minute I take it off the plate is damn clean. Because all that junk and the gooiness is locked together like as if it's some kind of a gum. And what that does is basically sticks to your intestines for days together, rotting, putrefying, releasing gases, becoming a breeding ground for the worms, parasites, and diseases. And even the fresh fruits and vegetables you're eating is getting stuck to that glue, rotting, putrefying. Do you want your gut to turn into a garbage trash can? Eat foods that your body can digest.
So you're saying pizzas and burgers are also very dangerous for your health and you should avoid
poison.
Them.
It's slow poison.
What if like someone eats once in a month? Is that okay? Or is there
Sandwich
any frequency?
The best way to have a cheat meal, once a month. For lunch, never for breakfast or dinner. Because 12 to 2 p.m., your metabolic fire is at the peak. You can digest anything.
Mm-hmm.
Sandwich it with a lot of fiber. Why do you want to put glue inside your intestines? First, put a lot of vegetables. Then you have a little pizza or a burger slice. And then you put more vegetables on that. So the vegetables and the fiber will clean it and take it out. And next day, do fruit fasting. Make sure you're having only fruits and vegetable juices till you've had 2-3 bubble movements, till that waste has completely come out of your system.
The best thing is not to have them. But if someone is craving, then this is like the strategy for them. Like you should have like a cheat meal and sandwich it between two.
The problem is we're eating for taste. We're not eating for health. Yeah. So how much will you eat for taste? Don't live to eat. Eat to be able to live and function and achieve the highest version of yourself. Food is only fuel. Yeah. Like, animals eat all the time and even they have a lot of discipline. Even though they don't have a job to go to or a company to run or a family, to take care of. They have only that immediate family that they take care of. But even they eat with discipline. If a lion and tiger has eaten a full meal, there would be a herd of deers running right next to it, and the lion and tiger will not bother to hunt. Because the stomach is full. They've already eaten. They're not going to go hunting when they've already eaten. They don't go around doing this mindless killing of animals for the heck of it. We human beings do that. Mindless killing to make leather shoes and bags and whatnot. Does it really serve a purpose? For you, it was one moment of satisfaction. For you, it was one meal. For that animal, it was an entire lifetime that you chose to put on your plate. We do this mindless killing, mindless eating. And then we become mindless as people. Our relationships are empty, fractured, broken, because you are what you eat. You are what you've put on your plate. And that is being shown in your relationships, in your work, in your personality, in you as a human being. You have learned how to switch off and become selectively sympathetic. You will not eat your dog, but you're okay eating a cow, goat, or a sheep. Mindless. Human beings were given this human form once in many, many lifetimes, if we believe in reincarnation. And only human beings have the ability to evolve into the highest version of themselves, to become more conscious and aware. A goat, a sheep, or a dog cannot go to school and read books and literature and become a doctor or an engineer or a saint or a monk or a sage. Human beings can. So use this life wisely. Eat to sustain your higher purpose. Don't make it the other way around.
You also mentioned in your diet you had some sort of cheese, you said, right?
Vegan cheese,
Vegan cheese.
cashew cheese.
Yeah. So जो normal cheese आता है तो बहुत लोग consume करते हैं. Even I consume that. So what is the drawback of consuming that cheese?
Now, the cheese that you find commercially is usually made of fillers. It's not natural dairy. That's number one, okay? Fillers is as good as eating cement. That's a filler in your building, right? You use it between the bricks.
What kind of fillers are there in the
Fillers
cheese?
are basically industrial products, again, which mimic natural foods. That are not natural foods. Okay, it could be even refined flour, which has been discarded, which is not nutritious anymore. It's basically an industrial filler that mimics food but is not food. Coloring agents that are deemed as natural but are not natural. They say natural preservatives, natural coloring agents, permitted flavors. But what is that permitted flavor? Can you spell it out for us? How was it made? Was it made in the lap of nature? Was it made inside a factory? You were not born in a factory, so there's no reason for you to eat anything that was made in a factory. That's number one. Number two, what is that cheese made out of? Dairy, some amount of dairy. How much dairy milk can the cow happily give you? The cow can only give milk when it's given birth to a calf. How many calves does a cow give birth to in its lifetime? Once, twice. But now, fast forward 2024, the cows are kept in factories like some kind of machine product. And they're injected with growth bovine hormones. Okay? GBH. They're injected with antibiotics. And they're artificially inseminated every year and forced to give birth every year. That animal has been confined, tortured, chained. The calf has been separated from the cow and slaughtered to make a delicacy, which is called whale, right? It's made with the softest part of the cow's body, the calf's body. You think the cow is not aware that its child was slaughtered? The cow is distressed, crying, releasing pus and blood in the milk, growth bovine hormone and antibiotics into that milk, estrogen and hormones. Do you think that milk is going to be nourishing for you? Your cheese is made from that. I would rather have vegan cheese made from cashew.
How
5
is
to 10
cheese
cashews.
made of cashew?
It's very simple. 5 to 10 cashews. You soak it, wash it, and you can just blend it. It's become cheese. You can add dill leaves for flavor. You can add a celery stalk for flavor. You can add anything for flavor. It's just cashew ground. Dry cashew, grind it. It becomes like this powdery cheese. And you put it on your pizza and your burger, vegan pizza burger, like, a healthy one, which is made from, say, millets like ragi or jawar. It still has a string-like effect. Cashew has a sticky effect. But it is something that can be easily diluted with water. You put your cheese in water. If it doesn't melt fully, then it's not going to get digested in your system also. You can think that you have hydrochloric acid in your stomach. It's going to, digest the cheese. Let me tell you, the cheese becomes extremely sticky inside your gut. People have cheese before having wine because the cheese gets stuck to the stomach and prevents the wine from corroding or eroding the stomach lining. Right?
Okay.
You have cheese before you drink some kind of a harmful acid because the cheese then protects your stomach. Because it's so sticky, right?
Yeah.
You really don't need an industrial cheese slice. You can make your own cheese at home with just cashew and some dill leaves for flavor. It's delicious. It's fabulous. In fact, I had vegan ice cream, like 2 to 3 bites before coming here, right? It was delicious. It's like not one big scoop. It was one small scoop, 2, 3 bites. It was made of cacao powder, and coconut milk whipped together with some silken tofu. Now, I rarely eat tofu because it's rich in estrogen and I'm not allowed to eat too much estrogen. So I had just a few bites of that. And it had avocado, again, mixed with coconut milk and a little bit of tofu to give it thickness and texture, and just some blueberries on top and a little dragon fruit on top. That's all. It was so delicious. I couldn't have asked for a better dessert. As simple as that. You can make your own dessert at home. You can make vegan ice cream at home. I recently learned how to make vegan ice cream. Just take coconut milk, add any fruit of your choice. It could be avocado, it could be a dragon fruit, it could be prunes or cherries, strawberries, because coconut milk doesn't react with fruits. And you can add 1 or 2 dates to it. Blend it. It becomes like a nice thick paste because of the fruit, the coconut milk, and the dates. Freeze it. That's your ice cream. As simple as that. It's healthy, nourishing, and you still got that kick of having something cold without ruining your gut lining, without ruining your gut flora and your health. As simple as that.
From what I understand is anything that is going to be sticky, like cheese or pizzas or noodles, that is something which should be completely avoided.
Absolutely.
Right. And same is for like burger and any sort of junk food.
See, anything that's made with refined flour, you just mix it with water and heat it. Naan roti, kulchas. Have you seen how rubbery it becomes? It's like eating a tire for lunch and dinner.
So we shouldn't even have butter rotis, naan, kulchas and all?
I would definitely not eat it.
Why?
Because after I turned vegan, whole food, plant-based, person, I had gone out for dinner with my friends and they had already ordered naan and kulcha. This was about 2 years ago. And I had one small piece of naan. But because I was eating such a clean diet, I know exactly what I've eaten the previous day and I know exactly how my body has eliminated the waste. I could feel that piece of naan in my stomach for 7 days. I could feel it. I knew it was inside there. And it's not a psychological feeling.
How do you feel it?
If you're someone who's on a fruit diet for a few days, and if you eat solid food, what will happen? You'll feel it.
Yeah.
मैंने कुछ खाया, पेट में अभी भी बैठा है.
Okay.
I am eating plant-based food that gets digested like this. And now suddenly I've eaten a piece of naan that takes 6-7 days to get digested. I can feel it. It's like having, rubber for lunch. Why would you eat it? And if you actually mix refined flour with water and heat it, it turns into glue. There's so many experiments where they've shown that how naan turns into glue. Wheat, not so much, but the genetically modified GMO wheat that we get in the market has suddenly become like that. Refined flour, any kind of refined flour. It's delicious. It melts in your mouth. It's addictive, but it has a sticky glue-like substance.
Even maida.
Maida is the worst. Yeah. I cannot remember the last time I had maida. It's been 2.5 years. Best decision of my life. And if anything, I'm feeling more younger, energetic, healthier than I ever did in my 20s. And let me tell you, I had many surgeries as a child. I had 4 surgeries as a child. I had a cancer scare when I was 16 years old. Luckily for me, the tumors were benign. They were not carcinogenic. They were not malignant. Okay, but I had multiple surgeries as a child before the age of 18, 20, 4 surgeries. Shit. And when I look back, all of them could have been avoided. But that's the kind of diet I had. All the chips and the noodles and the kurkure. My mother did her very best, but she didn't know any better.
But do you think that it was because of the diet that you
Yes,
had
absolutely.
To go through
I was having soya milk in my diet, left, right, center, that led to excessive fibroids and tumor growth in my body. I was having lots of cold foods. It led to my, sinuses getting inflamed. I had to go get a deviated septum surgery done unnecessarily. I didn't need that. Had I just done steam inhalation, had I just stayed away from sugary foods, had I just stayed away from dairy products, which was not agreeing with my body. Dairy did not agree with my body, but I was forced to drink a glass of milk every day, sometimes twice. My body did not agree to it. All that inflammation led to these many symptoms. And now when I look back, all of those surgeries could have been avoided. But when I became conscious and aware of my body, I decided never again will I get a surgery done. I had a tumor again. I dissolved it using just castor oil, and I did not have to do my 5th surgery. I cancelled it.
What is castor oil?
Castor oil is basically your kapoor ka tel. It dissolves any kind of undigested tumor, cyst, lump in your body because castor oil has the ability to penetrate through your skin and it's warm. So when you apply castor oil, it hydrates your skin like crazy, first of all. And it goes in and starts dissolving the undigested toxins there.
So you have to apply it on your
Yes,
body.
anywhere. You have a tumor, you have a
Okay.
cyst. But again, if it's carcinogenic, your tumor or cyst, then you have to meet a doctor. Please don't try it at home. Castor oil is great if you apply it on the stomach every night. You can just take castor oil with a few essential oils in it, like orange essential oil, ylang ylang essential oil, oregano, peppermint. Then there is thyme, there is rosemary, there is a series of essential oils. Okay, I've listed it in one of my posts. You can mix those essential oils. Essential oil itna kafi hai, castor oil itna bottle mein mix karke aap rakh dijiye. Massage it on your stomach and just wear a belt or even wrap a cloth around your stomach. Castor oil creates a chemical energy in your gut and allows smooth evacuation of the waste next morning. All the waste that is accumulated starts liquefying.
So we have to make castor oil, or we can
No,
purchase
you buy
also?
it. You buy it from
Okay.
outside. Castor oil is easily available. It's one of the cheapest
Oh.
products.
Okay.
In fact, we use, camphor in our puja part.
Kapoor, right?
Kapoor. It's called Karpuradi Tailam in Ayurveda.
Okay.
Uska jo tel nikalta hai na, it's very potent. But you can't use it entirely on your body. So you use a base oil like coconut, almond, olive, sesame, avocado, or dhanvantram, shirabala, any of those Ayurvedic concoctions. उसमें आप थोड़ा सा कपूर का तेल डाल दीजिए. कपूर डिसॉल्व करता है. Why do we use it in the मंदिर? वो नेगेटिव एनर्जी को डिस्पेल करता है. उसी तरह वो आपकी बॉडी में भी नेगेटिविटी को निकालता है. So negativity in your body is the undigested food, heavy metals, toxins, parasites, unhealthy bacteria, carcinogenic cells. Castor oil is very effective. Castor oil, Karpuradi Tailam, camphor oil, very effective.
So
You should definitely incorporate it in your
So
lifestyle.
do you advise that I should also stop consuming milk every day? Because every day in the morning when I wake up, I have milk. And then before sleeping, I've stopped consuming milk. But is that harmful?
If you have access to cruelty-free milk from a gaushala where the cow has been treated with kindness, hasn't been injected with hormones and antibiotics.
इतना तो पता नहीं चलेगा ना मेरे को अभी.
There are some gaushalas that have come up. There are a lot of these free-range cow's milk that has come up. But again, make sure that the free-range cows are not just roaming around freely in the, open land and then being injected and artificially inseminated. Make sure, it is genuinely a gaushala. But that is very rare and few. So if you find it, I say save that milk for the children who need it and for the senior citizens who need it. You and I honestly don't need any milk. Some of the best athletes in the Paris Olympics were vegan. So many athletes in the Paris Olympics were vegan. And one of them won, I think, heavy lifting championship.
Wow.
Plant-based bodybuilder. Imagine if he could build such a massive body on a plant-based diet. You and I have no excuse. We think milk se protein hai, muscles, strong hote hai, bone mass badhta hai, fracture nahi hoga. Harvard did a study and they said that countries that consumed a lot of milk did not have a low rate of fracture.
How is that related?
They had a lot of milk, but they did not have a low rate of fracture. People in India say, दूध पियो तो हड्डियां मजबूत होगी.
Okay, that way.
But दूध पीने के बाद भी उनकी हड्डियां मजबूत नहीं हुई. उनके हड्डियां वैसे भी वीक ही थे. So they said there was no direct relationship between you having milk and having strong bones. In fact, it was the opposite that they found in the Scandinavian countries. They had a lot of milk, but the rate of fracture was also high. So these are myths that you need milk, for healthy bones. Not at all. You get your calcium even from fruits and vegetables, by the way.
What kind of fruits will give you calcium?
Fruits, nothing comes to my mind at the moment, but vegetables, leafy greens, kale has 120 milligrams of calcium per cup. Collard greens has 266 milligrams of calcium per cup. Bok choy has 74 milligrams. And then you have legumes. Tofu has 861 milligrams for half a cup. That is 1700 milligrams per cup of tofu.
How much calcium should be consumed?
You can have a cup of tofu per day, easily. Edamame, chickpeas, chia seeds, sesame seeds, almonds. These are all great sources of calcium.
So I should stop having my tablet then.
You really don't need it. If you had kale and collard greens and bok choy and you had tofu, organic hopefully, and you're able to digest it. For women, I don't recommend tofu and soya because it's estrogen rich. You can have chia seeds. You can have tilka laddu. Tilka laddu is such a basic snack. Have that.
I don't like sweets, but
have sesame in any other form. Maybe in your salad. Sprinkle it on top of your salad.
But are these medicine tablets given? They are also harmful in some way?
See, all these tablets have a side effect. Okay, there's a saying in English. when you take English medicines, you have to take another set of medicines to recover from it. Who said it? The English said it. I didn't say it. They discovered the medicines and they said you need another set of medicines to recover from the side effects of this. Please understand, these are chemically structured medicines in a laboratory for a urgency, for an extreme situation like a heart attack, a fracture, or a car accident, or a life-threatening situation. Once you got out of that life-threatening situation, you'll need medicines that are natural and herbal to remove the side effects of that chemical-based medicine you had. It's made from chemicals. Now, chemicals obviously is part of everything. Your food, your water, everything is made of chemical structures. But those are not natural chemicals. Water's also got a chemical component to it, right?
Yeah.
H2O. So am I drinking chemicals? No, but this is a natural chemical that is edible by the body. There's a residue that these medicines have. Lots of people have experienced gallbladder stones, kidney stones because of excessive medication. My father has many medicines because of his open heart surgery that he had, for his BP, for his cholesterol. He pops in medicines every morning because he loves to eat. And he doesn't want to compromise on his diet. And then he has kidney stones and gallbladder stones every year. Now he's turned his life around. He's like, no more surgeries. I want to live healthy. He exercises for 2.5 hours. He has a very strict control on his diet. He has a lot of fiber in his diet. But again, he has paid a heavy price to come to that lesson. So don't wait to get sick to learn that lesson. You can learn it from other people's mistakes. See the rate at which people are getting sick and dying in this world. Young children battling serious diseases.
I was reading a report which mentioned that so India is called as the heart attack capital of the world.
And diabetes capital.
Yeah, and 40% of the people, this was I think 10 years back, who get heart attack are between 25 to 35.
Can you imagine?
Like, so young.
Dropping dead in the gym.
Yeah.
Having a cardiac arrest at that age. Heartbreaking.
It's very scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that say? Prevention is always better than cure. This is what we learned in school. Apply it, practice it.
A lot of people also carry food in aluminium foil in their tiffins and all. I used to do that when I was in hostel. Is that also dangerous?
Very, very. Aluminium is not edible. Aluminium leaches into your food, especially if you're carrying any kind of spicy, sour foods like lemon, tomato, tamarind. It causes aluminum to leach very, very, very quickly. Hot food, it causes aluminum to leach into it. We all used aluminum growing up. I will never keep aluminum in the house. Aluminum should only be used for one thing. If you have some kind of an injury or something and, you need to keep it warm, after some kind of a not open injury, like say you had a twist or, fall, then you apply some balm or cream and then you wrap aluminum foil. If you are in a snow-capped mountain and you're running out of warm clothes, then you wrap aluminum on your body to keep yourself warm. You do not need that heavy metal in your kitchen. Heavy metal toxicity is a leading cause for liver toxicity, liver cancer, and kidney cancer. Your liver cannot digest that heavy metal and your liver cannot release it and eliminate it. So it just gets accumulated over the days and then causes other deadly diseases. Aluminum is one of the worst things. Your deodorants, roll-on deodorants and sprays, they all have aluminum in it. Most of them, 90% of them have it. And they cause breast cancer in women because you're spraying aluminum on your underarms, which has big open pores. It gets absorbed into the bloodstream, goes and creates cancer cells. Very dangerous, aluminum foil. You have beeswax nowadays, beeswax wrap. Again, that's a very rare product. So I say don't abuse it, don't overuse it. You have food grade safe transparent film, but again, it's plastic. Again, it must have been sprayed with some kind of a chemical. Even your tea bags have been sprayed with tons of chemicals so that it doesn't dissolve in your tea, right? And it's only leaching the tea, you think? No, it's leaching all the chemicals also into your cup of tea. In fact, 1 cup of tea has 11 million microplastics. 1 cup of herbal tea that you have with the tea bag. The olden days, we used to just wrap our roti in muslin cloth. Nowadays, you get great steel lunch boxes and glass lunch boxes. Kaach ka lunch box. You put your food in it and put that food in a hot box. You're sorted. Hot bags, that's it. You don't need aluminum foil. What do you need that aluminum foil for? When you can carry a nice lunch box.
Yeah.
I switched my bag. I had a small hand purse, now I have a big purse. So that I can put a water bottle, to drink my water. I can put a little snack if I get hungry. I put a pashmina shawl when I'm flying so that I can wrap myself and keep myself warm. I will have all my, a toothbrush and a toothpaste and a tongue clean also in my handbag. I will carry, some mouth fresheners if I want to have, like fennel seeds or something, which is very rare for me to chew on. But I carry a nice bag with my essentials. One little habit, it can ensure and preserve your health for a long term. Baby steps.
Yeah.
Make little changes every day. Get rid of your negative habits. Get rid of all the triggers in your life. Get rid of all the negative foods in your kitchen and your storeroom. And start building one healthy habit per day. You cannot build healthy habits while you're eating junk food the rest of the day. You can't say, I'm going to wake up at 5 o'clock, but I'm going to eat pizza and burgers all day. First, get rid of your negative habits. It's okay if you sleep 10 hours, 12 hours. Nobody cares. Get rid of your negative habits first. Smoking, drinking, junk food, alcohol, they're all in the same category. Get rid of those first. Then start building healthy habits. First, get rid of the garbage in your kitchen before you cook your food. As simple as that.
That's a lovely piece of advice. I'm just thinking that all these things should have been taught in schools and colleges, because
Absolutely.
ये सब idea ही नहीं होता है. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, aluminum foil I would have carried for 3 long years of my life when I was staying in a hostel.
Yeah.
From my hostel to office when I
Yeah.
used to go, and हमेशा aluminum foil में ही था. And mom also, when I was in my hometown, she used to give me those theplas in aluminum foil.
Yeah, because they
when
didn't know
I used
any
to go.
better.
Yeah, exactly.
See, remember 75 years ago when we got our independence, we were all so raw, and suddenly we went from Hindi speaking or regional language speaking country to an English speaking country. Our parents had to fight a massive battle to transition into the Western world and conduct their affairs and businesses in English. Okay. And there was a massive shift that was happening. They did not know any better. So whatever products was dumped by the Western world in India, they thought it was a privileged class product. We're able to afford it, hence buy it.
Yeah.
You don't see the poor people wrapping their food in aluminum foil. The taxi drivers and the insurance workers who are doing a door-to-door job, they don't wrap their food in aluminum foil. They wrap their food in newspaper, which is not any better because it's still got newsprint in it. But they bring that dabba, a steel ka dabba with rice in it.
Newspaper से क्या होगा? उससे भी
Newspaper
problem है.
has cheap ink in it, right?
Okay.
That's also getting stuck on your... If you put roti in newspaper, it gets stuck on your roti, the print. You can literally read the article on your roti.
Is it?
Yes. Put warm roti in newspaper, wrap it, leave it for some time. All the moisture causes the print, the newsprint, to get transferred to your roti.
My God. I didn't know this.
Carry a simple dabba. If you have a dry thepla or something, you can put in a muslin cloth. It looks delicious also. When you unwrap a muslin cloth and have your roti, it actually looks more healthy to me. Visually also it's better because I know it's like a nice clean piece of cloth that has been washed every day.
Let's do a quick rapid fire round. And,
Absolutely.
This is going to be fun one. It's very simple. So since you're an expert in this, what I'll do is I'm just going to ask you very common diseases.
Yeah.
And in like one sentence or something, you just have to answer what is the cure for this, like through Ayurveda. So I'll just say the name of like whatever problem or disease, and in one sentence you just have to answer like what is the solution to that.
Yeah.
Okay. So headache.
There are 3-4 different kinds of headaches. One is because of sinus. Then you have warm water with ginger and steam inhalation with a few drops of eucalyptus oil to clear your sinus first. Second headache is because of bloating, gas. Then you need to have a digestive tea with jeera, saunf, akadanya, ilaichi, ajwain to get rid of the gas and bloating. Third headache is due to excessive pitta, acidity in your stomach causing a headache. Have sabja water. Identify the root cause of your headache and then apply the solution.
Got it. Acidity.
Sabja water. Sabja seeds soaked in water. Coconut milk.
Okay. Insomnia.
You can have warm coconut milk or almond milk or even cruelty-free dairy with a pinch of nutmeg boiled really well in it. Nutmeg helps you fall asleep. It has a calming effect on the body.
Okay. Hair loss.
Rosemary. You can take rosemary oil, mix it with castor oil, with thyme oil, with hibiscus oil, coconut oil. Apply it on your scalp 2 times, 3 times a week. Sort it.
Overthinking.
Have some grounding foods. Overthinking is light, dry, airy in nature. It basically elevates you and moves you away from grounding effects. So you need foods that are grounding in nature. A warm bowl of khichdi with a dollop of ghee on top, baked sweet potato, avocado. These are called gross foods, yani heavy foods. It gives you sthirta, balance. It brings you down.
And last, acne or pimples.
Acne pimples, again, understand the root cause. Pet saaf nahi ho raha aapka. You have to clean your stomach. Back in the day, there was Safi. You can have neem to clean up your stomach. Make sure to clean your constipation. Warm water with ghee early morning, empty stomach. Milk with ghee at bedtime. This will lubricate your GI tract and get the toxins out. Stay away from junk food, packaged foods, processed foods. What you eat is showing on your skin. And you can also take a drop of tea tree oil, mix it with coconut oil and apply it on the pimple acne directly. It kills all the bacteria there.
Wow, lovely. This sounds as if like I'm taking your test. You've scored 100 out of 100.
Thank you for the score and the validation.
No, but thank you so much. बहुत मजा आया आपसे बात करके and मैंने भी बहुत चीजें सीखी है. I know what to consume, what not to consume. But this was just a power packed, like full of power packed insights and like very, very helpful as well. Thank you so much for doing this.
I'm so glad. I hope anybody who's watched it learns at least one little thing and changes their life.
Definitely. How can someone reach out to you? Like if someone wants to reach out after this, I'm pretty sure like people are going to be your fans. I know there are already.
That's so kind of you. But you can reach out to me on Instagram. It's called @Dimple Jangda Official. Prana by Dimple is the other handle. You can reach out to us on our website, www.pranabydimple.com. The clinic is called Prana. So pranabydimple.com, you have consultations, masterclasses, workshops, all the options. You can book what you want and come to us.
Perfect. I'm going to be the next customer as well.
Please come. We'd be very happy to see you. Like we said, we like to influence the influencers. Maybe you'll influence the masses with this information.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you. Oh my God. You didn't keep it. That's so cute. I'll actually keep it. Oh God. That's fun. Thank you for this.
अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आया होगा तो आई रिक्वेस्ट यू टू शेयर इट विद ऑल योर फ्रेंड्स एंड सब्सक्राइब टू आवर चैनल सो दैट वी कैन गिव यू मोर वैल्यू एडिटिव कंटेंट इन द शॉर्टेस्ट अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम. हमको ये बताइए कि आपको कौन से काइंड ऑफ गेस्ट चाहिए. हमको ये बताइए कि कौन से क्वेश्चंस मुझे नहीं पूछने चाहिए थे, कौन से क्वेश्चंस मुझे और पूछने चाहिए थे ताकि आपको और ज़्यादा वैल्यू मिल सके, और कौन से ऐसे पार्ट्स हैं जो आपको बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं आए ताकि हम लोग ये पार्ट स्ट्रीम कर सके फ्यूचर एपिसोड्स में. सो थैंक यू सो मच वंस अगेन फॉर वॉचिंग दिस एपिसोड एंड कीप शेयरिंग ऑल आवर एपिसोड्स विद योर फ्रेंड्स एंड कीप गिविंग अस फीडबैक सो दैट वी कैन इंप्रूव एंड कम अप विद बेटर क्वालिटी कॉन्टेंट.